Incubus, so I reckon that was a nice way to kick it off, and I am ready to go. Yeah, look, I haven't been around as much as I was. Work has been very, very busy, and this time of year generally for me is very, very busy. So I was anticipating not being around very much, and actually didn't think I would have any time to stream again this year, but I had a today pop up with some unexpected free time, which was a nice little pre-Christmas gift for me. And what I wanted to do with that free time is spend it with you guys. So that's what we're going to do. And I have my friend Lorenzo Dawson here again. G'day, Lorenzo. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. And we are going to finish off this call. This has been a long one, but I reckon we're going to kick it today, which will be good. And then hopefully we'll even have some time at the end of because there's still quite a bit of this call left, to have a bit of Lorne reality show as well. So how have you been since you were last on, Lorenzo?
I've been good, man. Life's been good. I was excited when you messaged and talked about jumping back on. And it's kind of funny because, like you say, it feels like it's a gift, this free time that you've found yourself with, and we want to spend it getting on the fucking internet talking about Lorne Armstrong.
Absolutely, it's pretty weird when you think about it like that, but it is what it is. And yeah, and look, it was very short notice for you, so I appreciate you making yourself available, because I wasn't actually aware of having this time until very late last night over here in Australia. So very good. I just want to say g'day to everyone. I mean, obviously we've already been through the "Is he a virgin?" Chat with you and all that kind of stuff. So unless you've changed your mind on that, which I'm assuming you haven't, we can probably jump straight in.
Yeah, no, I think we're good to jump straight in.
All right, so g'day Cornville councillor Riley O'Brien, Carrot Gaming. Glad to be back, mate. Very glad to be back. I have missed all of you weirdos very much.
Oh no. Oh no. Is that the Campbell's soup guy? Oh no. So you're here to mentor him. Well, if I could, yeah.
No.
Oh no.
David G, look, I hope it is a good stream. I'm just being honest. Great to see you. I'm just being honest. Crago, good to see you as always. Bloody Fife. Branch, hello Branch. Michael Ross. Rail Cal, 86 Cals, Ailman. No, thank you for streaming. Thank you for being here. As I always say, streams aren't much fun if it's just me. It's you guys that make the streams good. James Dean and Becca Oak. All right, so and Hardcore Poetry. Oh, you just got in there for a shout out, mate. Good to see you as well. All right, let's kick this off, guys. I think that's enough of me banging on. So we're going to pick up basically from where we left off last time. But I've gone back a slight bit just to kind of capture in, but where we are. So a bit of a recap and a rundown, I guess. We've had Lorne started out talking to Ramona, and then they got on the phone with Barry, or Bro, as his title refers to him as. And it looked like Lorne, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lorenzo, it looked like Lorne was basically winning him over a bit, yeah? Like they were getting on well, and for me, the magic of this call, amongst everything else, is the way that they kind of play with Lorne's emotion. Like it goes through, and they're getting along really well, and Bro's kind of like, hey, you know what, Lorne, you're not too bad. I might actually come down there, we'll have some vegan meals together and stuff. But then in comes the therapist to just smack him back to the ground where he belongs. So it's quite a treat.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing how easy, and that's the fascinating part of it, right, is how easily manipulated he is, because he, Bro can sit there and give him these insults, and then he just, Lorne, I'll tell you what, maybe we'll come down and we'll get some food, and Lorne, yeah, I love that. And then Barry comes on and he's, what's up, stupid? And so there's just that one fleeting moment where Lorne thought he had some, success, and then obviously Barry came in and put the hammer on that. Do we have the? Because I I started laughing as soon as you pulled the image up here, just because of the shape of his head. I think on the stream, are we still on the?
Oh, hang on.
Sure.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, I've done a Cornville special, and I have not changed over to the streaming art. There we go.
See, and you always act like you're so fucking perfect.
I know. I know, and I can't even fucking change that over. I was actually I've just noticed Winnie's boyfriend / husband come in, which I swear to God he fucking times this. Like basically he'll come in and then I'll be like, oh, hang on a second, I haven't put the art up. So once again, thank you to him for this art. And he had his first stream the other day. So I hope everyone subscribes to him because it was really, really good. But I did have to have a laugh at the start because he did the same thing I do where for probably the first 5 or 6 minutes of the stream starting soon was up there. So, but you know, that's his first stream, so he has an excuse. I don't know how many I've done now and I still can't fucking get it right. So, lovely.
There's a lot going on. I see hardcore poetry. I think you already mentioned a shout out to hardcore poetry, but curious, how long does it take you to write a poem? Me, it takes about 15 minutes.
That's good. That's pretty good. Yes, and also, so Combat Mechanic, I've noticed you come in. John, mate, can I call you John R? I can't pronounce your last name right, and I hate pronouncing last names incorrectly, so I'm just going to say John R. Yeah, so look, I kind of lost track of where we were going there, but yes. So but that's essentially, that's right. No, so that's right. So the therapist played by Sam Pendleton came in, and then basically we got up to the point where he's given Lorne a lot of truths. Lorne cries, Ramona tries to comfort him, but we're right ramping up to the point where we start to play some of the Kayla calls, which, you know is going to be really good to hear his reaction to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so let's do it. Oh, and g'day, Yarn Queen, who's just joined us. Thank you for being here. Yes, you did say you pulled a Cornville with his boyfriend / husband, which was very accurate. Okay, Rhino, John, that is how I will call you from now on as Rhino. And g'day, Kill Deer and Ma'am, yes ma'am. All right, I'm actually going to play the call now. No more procrastinating.
And this is a good opportunity to win bro over, because he's special to me too.
Actually, that was I was going to say before, because you made a good point about how he does it like he's not really like they're playing up to him, but he can't pick it, and he can never pick it, and like the fact that Ramona's brother, who has outwardly said he hates him and has been trying basically the whole time he's been in the picture to get Ramona away from him. The fact that he's a registered sex offender, he's got nothing going for him, but he's on this call and he's legitimately thinking that, yeah, I have convinced this guy that I'm a good guy. Like, he's always oblivious. The same thing with the actual catfish themselves. Like, he is much older than them. He's very unattractive. He's got nothing going for him. He's got no money and no prospects of getting money. He's got the stain of, being an RSO for the rest of his life, the stain of being on national television for being a pedophile, but he still thinks that these women would put all of their life aside to come live with him. Like, I will never be able to get my head around that. That is one of the main parts of Lorne I will never be able to understand.
It's the infamy, but he thinks that he's famous. And the funniest thing is he's said almost nothing, but expects that it works. Like if you were in his position and if you had any level of sanity, you would think like you would hang up and get right back on the phone with Ramona and say, your brother hates me. But he's like, just mentioned going, he compared it. What did he say? Like a frozen burrito. And that was what Lorne was in that metaphor. But yeah, dude, he just, you could give him 99, red flags, but he'll believe that 100th is going to be a green one. Yeah. And then, he's a victim of everyone and everything else around him. You just got to get with him face to face.
Yeah, that's right. That's gonna fix everything. And g'day, Smash Burb.
Crying's not gonna win me over. Barry, let me hear that tape. Okay, you guys ready to listen to something interesting?
Here we go, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're about to play. I don't know what you're about to play.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
let's find out. Let's find out.
It's good. Both. So are you looking at me right now too?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, you sound like a toddler.
What do you think?
And I mean, these are obviously the calls to the decoy Kayla. These are the same calls that, now it's either before this or after this, so I can't remember, but when Ramona is aware of them, she wants to listen to them, and his insistence was, no, wait until you come here and we'll listen to them together. How is that going to be better? How would her sitting across from you, looking at you, while you talk to this fucking toddler about Mr. Penis and what you want to do to her, how is that going to improve anything?
Yeah, it's just like the same mindset of when you were a kid and you were told to clean your room and you just try to shove everything under the bed. Just pretend that the shit's not there. We'll do it when you get here. But yeah, is that going to be the first date? They're going to have dinner and some wine and then power up those calls. He's and where we left off last time, Barry's telling him, no, there's 6. There's absolutely 6. And Lawrence, no, there's only 2. No, there's 6. And then part of what Barry's doing here is, playing and can show him there's 6 different calls. But you just think, if Lorne, again, if he were truly repentant, he would be able to humbly just dismiss himself from this phone call, right? And just say, like, this is the avenue. Like, I'm not going down this avenue. But the fact that he sits and entertains this just goes to show he doesn't feel, to this day, he doesn't feel sorry. The only thing he feels sorry for is that he got caught.
Oh, absolutely. And you hear in a lot of the calls, he still doesn't think what he did was wrong. He realizes it is illegal, and he knew it was illegal before he did it. But he still thinks, like he says in the "Go fuck your fucking cocksuckers" call with Debbie, that kids have feelings too. Like, he does fundamentally believe that, which is very scary. And it's scary for anyone to hold that thought, but for someone to hold that thought and not be engaging in therapy, to have that written in your head, is very scary, because he doesn't think, if he was in a position to have internet access again, his only lesson would be trying harder not to get caught, not I can never do this to a kid again.
Correct.
And it's just, and I think the whole thing about, come and listen with me, I think it's more just a delaying tactic. He just thinks that, okay, if she agrees to do this, she won't listen to them now, which means I can have her for longer. And then when she gets down here, she'll just be so overcome by my charm and my good looks and how much sex we're having, she will forget about, my pedo calls.
Right. Yep. Blarney Fife in the comment section said the same thing. Yeah, I think he was just buying time by saying that. Yeah, I mean, it's just he's got it in his head that if she'll just get there and get face to face with him, then he can, I don't know, open up his heart even more. Even though Ramona's the only one he ever tries, until he talks to Debbie, until he talks to Winnie, until he talks to Emma, until he talks to Rhoda. It's just, this guy's remarkable.
He is. And g'day, Pam Simpson and Munklefucker. Great to have you both here. And, when his boyfriend/husband's just saying in the chat, he also says they manufacture most of the calls. He doesn't remember there being 6. And he says that about that because he says, no, there was only 2 calls. And he also says about they manufactured part of the chat log because I have the chat log and my chat log's only 100 and so pages. But what he doesn't understand, even though it has been explained to him time and time again, the discrepancy in the full chat log and what he was provided, and the discrepancy in the amount of calls and what he was provided, is that the prosecution only have to provide to him and his defence team what they're going to use in court. So, they've got so they would have only been presenting those 2 calls. I mean, they've got no interest in playing calls saying, I'm fucking eating a bologna sandwich and all that bullshit. So they wouldn't have bothered with that. They would have just got the most incriminating stuff. And that's where the discrepancy is. And he's had this explained to him, and he refuses to accept it.
No, that doesn't sound like Lorne. He, refusing to accept. The only thing he accepts is the facts and what's true. So I think we got to give him some credit here. But could you imagine being in the courtroom and just, have you ever heard of the pedos?
Yeah, like and that's it. And I mean, and as funny as that is, that also provides very clear context around who he thought he was talking to. I mean, as Shins has said in the past, if you've got to ask your your girlfriend or boyfriend if they've heard of the Beatles, not do you like the Beatles, have you listened to much of the Beatles, or have you been to a Beatles concert? Have you heard of the Beatles?
Heard of them.
They are too young for you. Like that's
right.
Yeah, anyway, getting off track there, but and also g'day Oreo Pudding and Dr. Cassandra Elizabeth Vaughn.
What is that?
Shut up, guys. Shut the fuck up, or else shut up, or else I'm gonna disconnect all of you. And it's just gonna be me and Lord. Shut the fuck up.
What's going on? What's going on, Ramona?
I want to talk to Lord. Just be quiet.
See, what she's doing again, this is brilliant. Because
sorry, mate. Start again. I missed the pause.
It's brilliant what she's doing, because she's crying. They've just barely started the call. It's only going to be me and Lorne. That's exactly what Lorne wants to hear. When he gets drunk rage and he's, thinking that she's not called him on Friday night, she must be a fucking doctor. He wants to be center stage, right? So it's just going to be me and Lorne. It's just going to be me and Lorne. And then, of course, Barry. Right when Lorne thinks, there's my opportunity, there's Barry to say, tell me what's going on, Ramona. In that calm voice where Lorne can't keep up, it's just like, fucking, of course this guy's got to be here. Yep. My girlfriend's got all this emotional trauma, but Barry's the one right there, even though Lorne's on the call. What's going on?
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, and that's the thing, and it's another thing that highlights what a good job they've done in this call, because would be aware that when we get to, the further we go into this, there's every chance Lorne's just going to go, nah, I can't win here, and hang up. Like, it just cut his losses. But stuff like that, whenever, they present something really bad that they know is going to put him off, and then, like you say, Ramona then starts the crying, and no, I only want to speak to Lorne. So instantly he's back, oh, no, hang on a second, I'm right here. I'm okay here. Right. She's, it's very, very good. I mean, all of the catfish stuff is amazing, but this is very good. Yeah.
Guys, everybody be quiet. Let Ramona calm down. It's okay. Are you crying, Ramona? What's the matter? Are you crying?
Oh, shut up.
Finally, Lorne says something.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here. Don't worry, Ramona. Everything's going to be okay.
You can talk to me, honey.
Oreo Pudding says, great accent, Cornville 3-way. I do find it funny, people, what they say about because it seems to be a very divisive accent, the Australian accent. It's either people really like it or people fucking hate it. Like, I get a lot of comments saying, I can't understand you, I can't stand the Australian accent and that kind of stuff. Really? I'm like, mate, not much I can do about it.
No, it's elite.
I mean, I can't even put on a Lorne accent, so I'm certainly not going to be able to change my own.
I feel like I can. In my head, I can hear Lorne's voice, but when I do it out loud, it doesn't always. I'm no bass shaman or anything like that. But yeah, for what it's worth, I mean, I've been in your streams, as a guest a couple times, and obviously audience member a couple times. I haven't seen anybody say anything negative about your or any Australian accent. I think it's elite, but
I think I sound like a bogan, to be honest. Like, I mean, I don't blame anyone for not liking my accent. I'm more surprised when people are like, oh, it's great, because I just think I sound like a bogan. But that's all good. But like you were saying about accents, I can't do accents. I can't do impressions. But I had the same thing that you said you have, whereas I hear it in my head, but when it comes out, it's just like a lower version of my voice. Like, it's just, there's like, I love how people can do translations. Like, you mentioned Bass Sharma, like Amanda James, she does such a good Lorne impersonation, and I love that people can do that. But I just can't. There's something missing in the connection between my brain and my voice box.
The desire is there, but hell, even Great Babsby, hello everyone, just the way he starts in the stream, it's just fantastic. But you mentioned Amanda James, and I just think about Did you send her anything? Send her all kinds of stuff. Like what? Send her money, Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt stuff. If I ever get catfish and I send somebody Dale Earnhardt, I'm gonna go on the hunt to retrieve that Dale Earnhardt memorabilia because that's probably pretty valuable.
Look, and you know, speaking to my Australian friends, or you and the others in the stream, is like, because when I heard him say that about the Dale Earnhardt stuff and that, is that like, I don't know, worth something? Like, is Dale Earnhardt, like, because I know that he's like a race car driver or something, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm not a huge like NASCAR person. I think, but again, I don't know if I saw a picture of Dale Earnhardt's face.
Yeah,
I would know that it were him, unless obviously he's decked out in his gear. But that's part of. There's layers of like everything Lorne does. He fails, and everything he says is funny unintentionally. And of course, when I watched that and he said Dale Earnhardt, I'm thinking, of course, because I mean, Dale Earnhardt's no knock on him. He's a famous guy, and to people that are into it, I'm sure he's they'd say that I'm crazy, and because he's a legend. But it's not like he's not. There are other sports that are way more popular, and there's probably 10 professional athletes that have a bigger following than Dale Earnhardt. And it's just funny that he thinks he can send somebody Dale Earnhardt merchandise, like what, a hat, a shirt, and that's how you have his trust.
Yeah, and because when I heard that, I'm like, why? I mean, obviously, whoever was catfishing him as Amanda James, like whoever that was, obviously, they were just a big fan of Dale Earnhardt. But I just thought, how random, because I mean, I literally had to look up who the guy was.
Well, I love that it's Earnhardt, and she was, Lorne. She had earned Lorne's heart, and then it just all went up in flames.
I never put that together like that. That's awesome. G'day Coyote Lady 613 and Witchirt, and JMTCG and KY. A few people that have come in there. DePease, or however he says his fucking name, fashion consultant. Yes, and that's right. So, well, firstly, Oreo Pudding would like me to say, let's put another shrimp on the Barbie. So there you go. And yes, as Branch quite rightly points out, we don't call them shrimp here, we call them prawns, but that's all good. I'm happy to call them shrimp, but we don't actually have shrimp here. But yeah, all good. G'day VA Hoss. Anyway, you were in Darwin when 9/11 happened. Oreo Pudding on deployment. Wow, that is what. I'd be interested to know what deploy, is that, was Navy, Army, Air Force, that kind of thing. And the Save Me One, g'day to you. Right, let's get back to the call. I just, I've clearly been away from you guys too long because I just don't want to stop talking to you.
we could just have a chat with everybody in the comment section, because even the Save Me One said Dale Earnhardt was the Michael Jordan NASCAR racing fan. So let me acknowledge that. Like I say, I'm probably underplaying it, but still, it's a niche. It's like a hick town kind of a thing, Tip my hat to those that love racing, but yeah, of course. It's like when I heard Lorne say it, I'm like, of course. That's how I can best put it.
Yeah, and look, I imagine just from my it probably depends on what part of the US you're in, whether because it's like that over here. Like, we've got a few different sports. Like, we've got rugby league, we've got AFL, rugby union, and soccer a bit, like they're our main sports, and cricket, right?
Right, yeah.
But it largely depends on what you're into, what kind of state you were born in. Like where I am, the main sport that people in my area would follow is rugby league. Whereas if you were born in Melbourne, you're probably more into AFL. So maybe whether you're fully into NASCAR or not depends on where you are.
It just seems like Dale Earnhardt merchandise is that's something you could find at a gas station, and the stuff that he's sending to her, just like his broader bracelet, you're not going to find a Michael Jordan jersey or a Michael Jordan card or even a Michael Jordan shirt, or certainly not a pair of his shoes, and send it to somebody that loves Michael Jordan for under $100, if it's a pair of shoes or a jersey, But yeah, Dale Earnhardt, that's something that I'm like, you'd find that you could get it from a vendor on the street.
Yep. Yeah, okay, righto. And okay, Marine Corps, that's cool, Oreo Pudding. And there was something I just wanted to cover in the chat, and now I've completely lost it. All right, we might keep playing, and I'll come back to it when I find it.
I'm here.
Hold on a second.
This is just such fucking bullshit for Lorne because he had his moment with Kayla and Chris Hansen had to be in the room. Now here he is. He's got Ramona, an emotionally vulnerable Ramona on the phone, and her boyfriend and fucking Barry have to be here, of course.
Absolutely. He can never have his moment.
Okay. Hang on.
Like,
Hold on.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
What?
I want everybody to listen to me very carefully, okay?
Right. That echo is in the call, so it's not my mic or anything. That's what I was wanting to say. So, Combat Mechanic asks, can I please do the episode where Kelpill is going to buy Beanie Babies from Lorne? Yeah, look, I'm happy to do that. I'll obviously have a chat to Kelpill to make sure she's happy for me to stream that one. But no, I would, yep, definitely do that if that's what you guys want to hear, for sure.
What? No, stop.
You hear Perry laughing?
Yeah.
You gotta hear this stuff, Ramona. You gotta
No,
face the facts.
stop. I'm not going to listen to anything. I'm just going to act like it didn't happen.
You have to face the reality of the situation. This is who he is. And these people don't change.
Barry,
These people don't change.
I'm so tired of you kind of constantly putting me down to people saying that people don't change. You don't know me, so don't pretend like you do.
And I agree to a point with what Lorne's saying. I think people absolutely can change. I mean, you can't undo your past. You can't hide from what you've done. But people can absolutely change in anything, even stuff like this. But it takes a fuckload of hard work constantly every single day. And Lorne hasn't done a second of hard work to work on this. So it's all right for him to say people can change. But he needs to put in the work to do that. He needs to engage in therapy and really engage, admit to what he is, admit to the proclivities he has, and work on.
Right.
Because that's the thing. There are people, he just doesn't work on it. And there are people that have attractions to children that never act on that. Because they work and put in steps to avoid that. I think someone said in a stream, they put it really well. It's like, not every pedophile is a... I've gotten it wrong now, but it's saying not every pedophile is a predator, but every predator is a pedophile. Mm-hmm. But he won't engage in anything. So he can't just say, oh, look, Barry, people can change. Absolutely they can, but it's a lot of hard work, which he won't do.
Exactly. That's part of the whole mystique of this guy called Lorne Armstrong that Andrew Burkett, even earlier today in their stream, he said he was convinced when he did the whole mac and cheese video that Andrew Burkett says, I thought this guy was an actor and that he just had us all along because you just can't imagine that that would be his excuse. And not to go on get us off track, but I was listening the other day to one of the Rhoda calls where he's talking to Rhoda, and it's always funny when it's Lorne, but there are parts of that truly get under my skin because I'm like, this guy has learned nothing.
Yep.
He's learned nothing, and that's why we all keep coming back.
And that was a real test for Lorne, and I don't know if the whole Rhoda situation was put there as a test or if it was more just to continue to show what a piece of shit he is. But in all the talk about, that he's changed and that, and okay, yes, Rhoda wasn't technically underage, but she was very vulnerable. She was the perfect example of everything Lorne reckons he is no longer attracted to and no longer going to take advantage of, and he completely failed it. Absolutely failed it. He didn't resist at all. And then on top of that, came up with bullshit excuses later, like, oh, you know, she was going to go and do drugs if, you know, I didn't have phone sex with her and all this kind of bullshit. So even after that, he failed and then came up with bullshit straight away afterwards, rather than just going, okay, look, I'm weak, I shouldn't have done that, and own it, because he won't own anything, and that's why he won't get any better.
Right.
And g'day, Stephen Curtis, Shins Koala, great to see you, Shins. Shame about your stream, well, this morning here, but like earlier today for you guys. I was really enjoying that, but I mean, I enjoy all your streams, so it's a bit of a redundant comment. So I look forward to hearing that when the technical issues are sorted out, and also Leah Greer's evil twin. Welcome, guys.
I do know you, Lorne. What do you mean I don't know you?
The only reason you have to put me down to her is because you want her.
My feelings for Ramona aren't the issue here. Okay,
Yes.
the character of your
Yes.
person is what's on trial here, not my feelings for Ramona, which frankly are none of your business.
I'm not on trial with you. I don't care about you, Barry.
That's fine.
Then
I'm
hang
not
up,
talking.
Lauren.
Exactly, and it sure
hang up.
sounds like you care about him and what his opinion is, because you're getting very upset about it. And I missed you before, Jake Breaker 19, g'day, and Cthulhu Hand Luke, and Gay Mangoes. Hello to you all. Great to see you again.
To you, Lorne. I'm talking to
When Ramona
Ramona.
hears this stuff, she can hear it with me. You don't need to be playing that stuff.
No,
That's stuff for me and
she's
her
not
to
gonna-
talk about.
She will never get the truth out of you because you have an angle.
Yeah, she
Great point, Shins. Shins says, Barry is aware of the abuse Lorne lays on Ramona. He's not just critical of his past, 100%. He's critical of who he is and who he still is, and the actions he is doing every day. G'day, Disney girl.
Yeah.
Your angle is
that when we meet, I would bring them things right with me so she could hear every one of them and see the actual
Bring them things
DVDs that
right
I
with
have.
me.
Sorry, mate.
I'll bring them things right with me. I'm assuming them things are the chat log, the unedited version. So, you know, like
Everywhere where he said no.
everywhere where he said no, and told everyone I was going to tell you about my past. I decided I'm not going to tell you about my past, and then he proceeds to tell us about his past. And it's funny because I mean, what did Barry say that he's like, the character of your person is what's on trial. I love that guy. I established that the first stream that we did. I think it's Sam Pendleton that did it, but dude, I would love to buy that guy a beer and just sit and talk to him because he's freaking smart.
He is.
I love him.
He is brilliant. And g'day, Rachel D. And when he, you know, on the original Lorne Armstrong channel, when he, you know, he did all the build up to it that he's going to show everyone, you know, where he said no, and he's going to basically, you know, prove everyone wrong. But then he came out with that stream basically saying, well, you know, because I mean, he said, oh well, I'm not going to do it. What he meant was I couldn't find it. There is a part of me that with everything this dunce does, there's a part of me that's surprised he didn't get a copy of the chat log and just like get like red pen and just like, you know, write in, you know, no, I don't want to go there. I'm not going to go there. And like, see.
He may have started, and that's a fascinating point. He may have started, and imagine the second time he wrote no, he just got bored. He just got lazy. He's like, it's not this. Nah, fuck this. I'm just. You know what? I don't need to explain anything to anyone. But the whole point of this stream is we're dissecting him trying to somewhat do that now anyway. So he just, you know, he keeps going back. But it's just, instead of just admitting, you know, we keep going back to it. But instead of admitting where he lied, he just, you know, I'm gonna find all the spots I said no, and then comes back and. I couldn't find him. And
that's the issue that I think most people have with him, is that he just won't take accountability and he won't own up to anything. Yeah, he's an arsehole. And g'day Jason Spears, and Hey Boo, hello to you. And as Hey Boo says, Winnie's boyfriend / husband, dude, loved your stream the other night. I think it was your first. You did great, brother. It was very good. And Disney Girl asked, did I see the new RSO pic of Lorne? And yes, I did. I think it was maybe the stream that Winnie's boyfriend / husband was on, where we had a bit of a look, basically as we were going live. And it's crazy. Like, he looks awful. I mean, he always looks awful, but he looks next level awful. I think it was Winnie's boyfriend / husband that said, or it might have been you. Anyway, someone said it looks like his face is melting, and it does. It really does.
It does, yeah. It's like a melting candle.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen Curtis, it's rare to hear Lorne get dragged like this without a violent rage response. I think that's part of why I like this call so much. Although I do agree with Shins. Ramona protected Lorne from Barry too much here. It could have been even better. It's an interesting discussion because, again, it's amazing to hear when he thinks it's just him and Ramona or whoever his girlfriend at the time is, he just unleashes, holds nothing back.
Yep.
And right here, it's that it kind of starts to seep through the cracks. You don't know anything about me, Barry, so don't pretend like you do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's all he's got. It's whimsical.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, my view is he's holding his rage here because he needs to try really hard to show that he's a good guy. So that he can keep Ramona and win over Barry. Like, if this wasn't, for that, he would be going off and he would be seething. Like, right now, during this call in his trailer, he would be pacing naked, absolutely furious. I reckon,
livid.
punching shit, throwing shit. He would be furious.
Yep.
You can hear it right now, Lauren. It's public record. You don't have a monopoly on that stuff. That's what you don't seem to understand. You can't edit the past, and you can't censor the truth. It's all out there. And I've got it. And that's your work here, is that somebody else that is interested in her best has the same information that you're trying to suppress and hide and minimize and explain away and mitigate and attenuate and all the rest of it.
There's no way that I can hide or minimize anything that happened with me. It's all over the internet.
It doesn't stop you from trying.
G'day, Hunt Cole fuck cuck. It's a hard one.
How you doing, Ramona?
Ramona, are you crying?
Trying to put me down.
This is
Ramona, what's wrong? Are you crying?
This is like being at the gym. It hurts.
That's true, Shins. I think you're bang on there.
And a good workout hurts.
That wasn't Lorne. That wasn't him. I don't think.
Oh, it wasn't Lorne.
No.
Lorne, was that you? Was that your voice, Lorne?
That wasn't his voice.
Lorne, was
me.
that your voice?
It's Danny. Ramona, it's okay. Are you crying? Are you crying, Ramona? It's okay. It's okay.
And Lauren's oblivious to because that's exactly what she says to him. Are you crying, Lorne? But now he's just the one just kind of like it. It's funny because they're not obviously all in the same room. But imagine if they were and this conversation was going on, and only thing moving in Lauren's body is just his eyeballs. He's looking at Barry. He's looking at Bro. He's looking at Ramona. And what is he thinking and feeling? He should be like, what the fuck am I doing here? But we all know he's probably thinking like, I think I'm winning.
Yeah,
I think. I
don't think he knows. He knows what to think because of the seesaw they've got him on, which is pretty good. Like Shin said, arguably, Ramona probably is defending him too much here, but I can also understand why they'd be doing it because you don't know how he's going to react. Like, he is very volatile, and if he got to the point where he thought the game, I can't win here, he would just hang up and pout and then wait for Ramona to call him back and, go off his fucking nut.
Yep.
And g'day, old G.
Lauren, why are you making her cry?
Hold on a second. TJ's messaging me now.
Teach.
Shin says this therapist should comfort Ramona and offer to come over. It's like, you need me to swing by? You need me?
Yeah,
That would've been
absolutely. Absolutely.
I know it's hard for you to see your sister struggle this way, and I want to say I'm sorry that you have to go through this as a family. But to be frank, this is the truth, and the truth hurts. But this is a necessary process, and it's the only way that we can bring your family into a place of healing. And honestly,
Barry,
it's the only way.
I think the only thing we can do is you got to start dating Ramona. Just start dating her.
It's the only option we've got left.
I've given it some thought.
Yeah, I thought
is the
really
conclusion.
hard. I don't see what other option we've got. You'd agree, wouldn't you, Lorne?
Yep.
Show her a good
Well,
time. Get her not thinking about about Lorne?
I'll lay it out. I'll put it like this.
I know you're not into the diaper thing. She only does that occasionally.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
I can live with that.
It's okay.
What a guy.
I think your sister is one of the most wonderful people I've ever known, and I know that I've only known her a short time, but in that time I've come to care about her very deeply. And I say that not as somebody who's trying to pursue her explicitly, but as a friend, as somebody who recognizes her value as a person, her greatness, and all the things that she has to offer the world and the right man. If it's me, then that's up to the fates to decide. And I'd recognize that I'm be lucky and blessed beyond anything I could ever hope for.
And Shins makes a good point that he's feeling love when Ramona protects him. He likes the feeling too much to hang up. This is actually a positive experience for him. And that is probably right. Like, he is... Because that is a good point, actually, because that's what Lorne wants. Lorne wants, like, as much as he wants, a woman that he can have sex with and that, he wants a woman that's going to be his mum. Like, he wants...
Be there to validate everything.
Yeah.
Right? So...
Protection.
It's the strangest things. Yeah, it's the strangest thing because, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but when we think back, everybody in the chat, when you first heard Lorne do the whole, what does he say? You're defending him. You're sticking up for him. The first time I heard that, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Why is he saying it like that? Like it's like a fourth grade fight at recess and you're sticking up for it. What does that mean? But I do agree that it's just that emotional validation, and that's why he's always talking about sticking up for him, because he's got no resume. Even here, Barry's like, well, shit, hey, if it happens, it's up to the fates to decide. I do recognize that she's a very, valuable person. I'd be extremely blessed, and even just throwing out some change right there, shit that's way more than Lorne's ever even offered up. Because it's not about Ramona for Lorne. It's about his ego and his need for attention.
Yeah, I think you're right there, but even right back to when he's talking to Kayla, it's all about her looking after him, like calling him up to wake up for his job interview. When he got too drunk and he was feeling sick, he wanted her there so he could bury his head and all this kind of stuff. Like it's very, very pathetic. And that's what he brings up, you're defending him or whatever. Like, he loves when someone, like when Emma, like there's calls where Emma's going into bat for him. Like, if he was a dog, his tail would be fucking wagging itself off. Like, he is so happy when that happens. Which, I understand. Everyone, that's a nice feeling. No one's going to not like that. But it is, like, almost his prime motivation is that's what he wants his partner to do, is defend him and protect him at all costs.
Right. Even though there's nothing to protect. He's getting over drinking. He hasn't drunk in three weeks, or it's just, we all like to be validated for the good things that we've done, but when you truly feel it, it's almost one of those things, like, it doesn't need to be said, but it means so much to him because he puts forth such little effort, so it buys him time in his mind. He thinks, okay, I'm good enough. But yeah, who was it that said there? I'm just being honest. Yep, that you're protecting him.
Yeah.
Protecting him from what?
That's it. Like that in the go fuck you fucking cocksuckers call. Like where she's talking about the guy that she's dating or had dinner with, and he's going on about he's a he's a cocksucker and he likes, cock and pussy and all this kind of stuff, which is just so stupid. Like that was such a stupid call. And then when she's like, at one stage she says something about, I don't like you talking that way about my friends. So it's like, oh, why are you defending them? Why are you defending them? Like, don't fucking talk about people's, like, that's not defending. That's just stop being an asshole. Stop talking about my friends like that. Like,
you treat people the way you would want to be treated, right? Golden rule. And it's funny that Lorne demands all this respect and trust and, just be honest. And he wants everyone to treat him so well. And the person that he claims to love the most, Mom, even she can't stand him.
Absolutely.
He treats people like shit, but for some reason thinks people should be buying T-shirts and shit from him.
Yeah, and as Shins has said, he now thinks Ramona is crying over him because she loves him. Ramona's not crying over the fact that she is listening to her boyfriend talking to a toddler-sounding 13-year-old about wanting to fuck him. She's crying because she's like, oh, my poor Lorne's being attacked from every angle. Delusional fuck.
To have a woman like her. But my concern for her goes...
G'day, double hamburger, no pickles. I like that name. And, greetings from Australia. So we've got a New Zealand cuzzy bro in the house.
Beyond
that stage.
Those kinds of feelings. Okay? I want her to be with the very best person for her, whoever that is. And I'm not going to pretend to know the future and say that I know who it is, but I know who it is not. And it is not a 50-year-old child rapist, con man, loser who will never be able to provide the life for her that she deserves.
I agree. I agree with you.
Thank you.
All
and
right,
Lorne,
case closed.
I know it makes you...
And if Barry had a mic right now, he would be dropping it.
He drops it. Yep.
Mad as hell when I say those things. But
Barry, I don't care about anything you have to say, Barry.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You care very much about what I have to say. It makes you mad as hell when I say these things. But I think you should challenge yourself to explore the possibility that the reason it makes you so mad when I say these things is not because they're not true and because I'm maligning you in any way, but because they are true and you can't handle the truth and it bothers you that there's somebody that's able to see past all your bullshit and your smoke screens and just tell it like it is. You're not used to having that in your life. You don't know how to deal with it when you encounter it. But I'm not going away. I will hit you in the face with the truth every fucking day until you own who you are. All of it. And until then, it's open, wide open. It's fair game. There's no excuse for the things that you've done. And the fact that every time somebody confronts you with the truth, you have an explanation for why it's not really your fault and why people should just look past it and pretend it doesn't exist and focus on the parts of yourself that you want to build up.
It was not my fault.
Is indicative of duplicity and manipulation.
It was my fault.
Good job.
It was my fault.
About time.
Stephen Curtis, I dub you an honorary bogan, mate. And I'm just being honest, says Barry has Lorne on the ropes, which is exactly right. Like, if this was like a WWE match, Lorne is holding on to
legs
the ropes.
Are wobbly.
That's it.
Yep.
He barely, and the Rock or whoever's, I haven't watched WWE for a long time, is currently, getting ready, the people's elbow ready and geeing up the crowd, just waiting to do the final blow. Sure, Shins, we can hear that dynamite from Barry one more time. Hang on a second. I think we're about a minute back.
Counter it. But I'm not going away. Who it is not. And it is not a 50-year-old child rapist, con man, loser who will never be able to provide the life for her that she deserves.
I agree. I agree with you.
Headshot.
Thank you. And Lorne, I know it makes you mad as hell when I say those things, but
Barry, I don't care about anything you have to say, Barry.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You care very much about what I have to say. It makes you mad as hell when I say these things. But I think you should challenge yourself to explore the possibility that the reason it makes you so mad when I say these things is not because they're not true and because I'm maligning you in any way, but because they are true and you can't handle the truth and it bothers you that there's somebody that's able to see past all your bullshit and your smoke screens and just tell it like it is. You're not used to having that in your life. You don't know how to deal with it when you encounter it. But I'm not going away. I will hit you in the face with the truth every fucking day until you own who you are. All of it. And until then, it's open, wide open. It's fair game. There's no excuse for the things that you've done. And the fact that every time somebody confronts you with the truth, you have an explanation for why it's not really your fault and why people should just look past it and pretend it doesn't exist and focus on the parts of yourself that you want to build up.
It was not my fault.
Is indicative of duplicity and manipulation.
It was my fault. I did.
Good job.
It was my fault.
About time. About time.
Not about time.
Let's hear some more of that.
I've owned up to that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it.
And if you would stop there, if you would stop with the statement you just made, nobody would have a problem with you. The problem, Lorne, is that every time you say that, there's always a but. There's always a, but you don't know the whole story. You've always got some reason.
You don't tell me that you do.
I know the part of the story that matters. The detail.
Everyone knows the whole story.
We all know the whole story. We all know the story. And like Barry says, there's always a bah.
As Lorne would say, all we got to do is type in Lorne Armstrong into Google and watch the magic happen. We all know the story.
It's all there, which is funny because thinking, and I don't have the timeline of all of these events lined up totally, but I have heard the call where he's on the phone with Winnie and they've convinced him that he's got a son, right? And so he's on the phone and it's kind of funny because Winnie just keeps spouting off and Lorne's just like, Winnie would just stop talking, but he Googles his name. And at one point, he directs Winnie, can you send him my YouTube? You'll see the blue circle with the L in it, which is so funny because it's like representative of hold this L, take this loss. He wants Winnie to safely navigate him to the page where will show him singing. Yeah. Because he knows if he just Googles Lorne Armstrong, that's it's like, oh, fuck. And he does, and he pulls it up. He's like, oh, I think I got it. And then he's, hey, girl. And he's like, oh, God, that's not what I wanted you to find.
Exactly.
Like, that's the world you're living in, that if somebody Googles your name, it's over for you.
But on top of that, the fact that he would get Winnie to do that, like, so he thought he would curry favour with Lorne Jr. by showing him singing. So, but the risk is so high, like saying, go on the internet and play this for my apparent son. The reward is he gets to see you sing like shit, and the potential consequence is that he gets to see in clear detail how much of a deviant piece of shit you are. And the fact that he asked Winnie to do this, who is just a professional troll, like all she has ever done is troll Lorne, but he thinks, oh no, she's going to do the right thing here by me. He is.
Well, now he needs her to be Emma, right? Because when it's those two, he needs Emma to be the one to. Because Winnie's off the wall. And it's funny because that whole call, he can't wait. It's like a faucet that he just wants to turn off and stop that running water. He just wants her to shut up because she's all over the place.
Yep.
But then in the moment, he's all, Lorne Jr., I'm surprised you can't sing. If you want to go to my channel. And then he's like, shit. Yeah, Winnie, will you send that to him? Yeah, at least that's how I remember it in my mind. He's now relying on Winnie to kind of guide him.
No, from my memory, I think you're right. That's how I remember it too. But it's like he must have, like it's like kicking a ball and it like skewing off. Like as soon as he said that, he must have regretted it. Like he must have was like, I wish I had this back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And g'day Kingpin and Majestic Falcor, and Matt Ryan. Good to see you all.
Details don't matter. There's no excuse for trying to.
As Shin said, you have to be able to read Lorne's mind to know the whole story, and that's what he hangs on to. Like despite all the evidence there, he will say all the time, "You don't know what is going on in my mind, or you don't know what was in my mind." So he thinks that as long as and that's why he won't admit, like even when. Debbie's had him really close to admitting, what he did, who he is, and all that kind of stuff. He will never say it because he feels like that's the one thing he can hang over people, which no one cares, and it makes no difference. Everyone knows what he is, but in his mind, he thinks, I've got you all, where I want you.
That's literally why we are all still here, Lorne. That's why we're all still here listening, because it's fascinating, but we've said it many times. If he would just own it, everyone would just kind of go left, go right, and just kind of go their own directions. But yeah, he keeps us coming back, and it's that fucking internet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, coming on the internet after doing what he did and trying to get redemption is just stupid. But at the end of the day, and I think Shin's pointed it out, but like Barry puts it really well. Like it's fair game until you own it, essentially, which is the case. I mean, if he ever did legitimately own it and he was legitimately trying to get better, this wouldn't be as fun. I mean, there would still be calls that are still funny because like shit like the TSA call and that, regardless of whether Lorne actually tries to be a better person, that's just still funny. Historically, it's always going to be funny, but it certainly wouldn't be as fun and not. If he was actually trying to get better, it's not going to change who he is. It's not going to change what he's done. But if he was trying to get better, you would feel like you're kicking someone when
there'd
they're
be
down.
some sympathy.
Yeah, 100%.
To
an extent,
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck a kid ever. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter who fucked you over. That doesn't give you the right to fuck someone else over, especially a kid.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Great response.
The reason I say the things I say is because I try to figure out why I did what I did.
I can help you with that,
That's
buddy.
what
You want to know why you did what you did?
You can't help with that. You know
goddamn
what I'm saying?
perfect. That's why.
Barry's just landed another Canelo Alvarez like combo.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 that doesn't give you the right. And then it's just quiet. Listen. Oh, so now he does want to have a conversation with the guy who you just said, I don't care about anything you have to say. And now here he is backed up against the ropes.
Yeah.
And he's looking for a way out. And we'll see how he does. I don't think it's going to go well.
I don't think it's going to go well.
He's just not that. He's got nothing.
But it is, like, Barry is doing such a good job, as I'm being honest, just said. He's hitting him with haymakers. Like, he is like, he won't, because he is so articulate and he is so right in what he's saying. Lorne just can't get a breath. It's like he's holding him underwater and he brings him back up just for a second, long enough for him to say something stupid like listen to him. Back down he goes. He cannot win because...
That is a great analogy. I like that.
It's just because not only is Barry talking like constantly and won't let him stop, everything he's saying is really articulate. So it'd be different if he was just talking all the time and he was saying shit like Lorne does when he tries to talk over people. But this is just bang to the point every time.
It's calculated.
Yeah.
Goddamn pervert who's only interested in yourself.
You're a pervert.
Everybody in your life
You're not even professional. You're
is an
a freak.
accessory, a character in your story. Ramon is a character in your story. She's a prop. She's just another vehicle that you use to try to feed yourself with some kind of self-esteem externally instead of actually dealing with who you are. I'm not going to let you do that to her because she's worth more than that. I'm not going to let you suck the life out of someone like that and leave her an empty husk while you move on to the next mark. Fuck that shit. Not on my watch.
You're such a freak. You're not even
such a freak. That's what you...
Yeah, you're a freak. Good, great comeback, Lorne. You've really nailed him. I don't know if Barry will be able to continue now. He's a real gut punch.
Come back with, I'm a freak? What are we, in grade school? I'm a freak? I'm a faggot? I'm a loser? That's what you say when I get you to the point where you don't have a counter argument to what I'm saying. All you can do is call me names because you don't have anything left. You don't have any facts. You don't have an argument. You don't have a defense, so you go to name calling. But I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not going to let you...
Yeah, it's just, his brain's done. It's just like... It's like that episode of The Simpsons where it's like, say something stupid and it's just like a monkey or something sitting up there like,
Fucking roll over me like that. You want to call me a fucking bitch? Come do it to my face. I'm ready for you.
You don't
I'm easy to find. Come pay me a visit. I'm not trying. I'm trying to let you know that you don't have the right to treat people the way you do. You don't have the right to treat anybody the way.
Think about this, Cornville. Lorne, remember, a minute ago, Ramona was crying, right? So if Lorne loved her, cared about her, was even thinking of her feelings, right? He would say, okay, yeah, all right, Barry, whatever you say, man. And then he would say, Ramona, how are you? But no. He's taken hook, line, and sinker. He's taken the bait because his ego is being challenged. He knows he's wrong, and he's just tired of this. You get jabbed in the face over and over and over and over and over again. And eventually, you're going to get tired of it.
Yeah,
but
he's punch drunk.
He's not even thinking about his girlfriend who was just crying a minute ago. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Now he's just like, fuck, I guess I got to do this myself. And he's just trying to, it's very deliberate what Barry's saying. It reminds me of the way Canelo Alvarez boxes. I've gotten into boxing lately. And he's so good. And Lawrence just the guy that's just gritting his teeth and swinging at any and everything. And that's the difference. You've got to Barry's a Canelo Alvarez level, and Lorne is Lorne Armstrong level.
Yeah, and that is it is a good point. Like Lorne never cares about anyone but himself, despite claiming the opposite. In his actions show he doesn't give a shit. But if he had any thought about anyone else, he would be considering Ramona. And probably the best move he could do right now is to say, you know what, Barry, I'm not continuing this. Ramona's really upset. This call is no good for her. I'm hanging up. So he could get off this call, and he could probably recoup some form of decency. But Ramona's not even a thought in his mind at the moment because he's being challenged and he's just trying to get out of it.
Right.
And g'day, Dubsy CC. Good to see you.
You treat Ramona, and even though I can't make her stop you from treating her that way, but just cutting you out of her life, I'm going to call you on it every time you do it.
I don't treat her like that anymore, so... don't think you know me.
That's right. We want to. I just know the Lorne from a month ago,
Mr.
right?
Non-professional.
That was Lorne from a month ago. God, that's ancient history. I wonder what life was like back then. Back when Lorne was that. I mean, that was eons ago.
What do you got, Lorne?
You're pathetic, man.
Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, you can't even stop talking.
I can see why you have to live your whole world through a fucking telephone because nobody around you can stand to be with you for more than 10.
He's like, you won't stop talking. There was literally 4 or 5 seconds where nothing was said,
Yeah.
And he's
it's the boxing analogy again. Barry's got his hands down and saying, "Take a shot."
Yeah.
And then Lorne's just staring at him. He's like, "Well, you're beating me up."
Yeah.
God.
Just won't give him a break. Won't give him a break to respond. G'day, large Fathertron. Been loving your streams lately, mate. So thanks for being here.
Second.
Yeah, that's why everybody likes coming over, huh?
Who likes coming over, Lawrence? tell us about all the glitterati and the celebrities and world leaders and heads of state always cruising through the old Armstrong trailer estates. No, I wouldn't like to know.
My daddy's money.
Oh man, my daddy was poorer than you are, if you can believe that. I know you probably never thought there was anybody that met that qualification, but
I don't even want to hear anything you say, brother. I care less about anything you say because you're full of shit.
All you care about is everything I say. You're not fooling
anybody. No, I didn't a little bit. When you say shit, I bring it back to the therapist. And her mouth drops about the shit that you say, and you're supposed to be in the same profession as her.
I don't give a fuck. Your therapist is supposed to feel good.
You know what? Obvious that you don't give a fuck.
The state pays your therapist to make you feel good. I tell you the truth for free.
All right, hey, Barry, Lorne, this is going on enough. I gotta hang up. I gotta say a couple things though. Lorne, I think you're an okay guy, but I got to be honest with you. Ramona deserves.
I've got a feeling they're not going to have that dinner. I think he might have blown it.
I think he's less resolved to do that now. But that's so funny. He's like, guys, I got to go. But here's the closing thoughts. Lauren, I think you're an okay guy. That's like if your teacher gives you your homework back and you look down and it's a D+.
Yep.
Maybe a D grade, and Lauren's just happy as hell that it wasn't an F.
Exactly. Maybe probably thought for a second he might be 86 rather than 87, but
It's better. Barry, I hope you have good luck with Ramona. Ramona, are you still here?
I'm
Are you
here.
still on the line?
I am.
I love you like
I'm
my
here.
sister. And you know that. And
I think I'm just being honest. Said before, she's probably muted and absolutely pissing herself laughing. So she probably just had to compose herself before she came back on.
Yeah.
you know I would do anything for you.
I know.
Who has told you that you should date Lorne? Has everybody's telling you not to date him. Nobody tells you to date him.
Lorne tells me to date him.
Look at it objectively. Would you want your daughter to date Lorne?
What?
Would you want your daughter 20 years from now? You have a nice daughter. Would you want her having a guy calling her a fucking bitch and sending her pictures of his fiver? Would you really want that?
He doesn't do those things anymore.
This listen to Barry, listen to Mom, listen to Dad, listen to Emma, listen to me, listen to everybody. All right, find a good guy. Find a good guy, okay? Lorne, no offense. All right, good night, everybody. I love you, Seth.
Danny, real nice to know you. We'll talk soon, okay? See you, Danny.
He should have asked him if he'd be his best man when he married Ramona.
Just even the tone of it, like, hey, all right, hey, Danny, yeah, hey, I'll catch up with you, man. And if you're Lorne, you're just like, fuck, dude, these guys are like, they're a team, you know, like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you later, man. And it's just amazing because Lorne, this is all in shambles. Let's see how he convinces himself that this pile of shit is a pile of treasure.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, the way they're talking there, it sounds like they probably got a secret handshake and everything like that, you know. They're boys.
Yeah, they got an open text thread. Yeah. Hey, we'll catch up, man. Yeah, I got you.
They're just texting each other on this call. Can you believe this motherfucker?
Danny. How you doing, Ramona?
Hang on a second. TJ's still messaging me.
If I ever got the sense from Lorne that he was truly... Listen, I'm never going to like this guy. I'm never going to have any use for a guy like him.
Yeah.
And the feeling is going to be mutual, Barry.
That feeling's mutual, Barry.
Be sure to lose sleep over that tonight. But
sure to
if Lorne were ever to decide that he was willing to look at his situation honestly, without any blinders or any filters, and come to terms with the reality of who he is and what he's done and what he is, then
this is the problem that I have. You saying who I am. You trying to put in people's head that I am this person and I am that person, and people make mistakes in their life, Barry, and I made a mistake when my head was messed up. It was my fault. I did it.
Okay, let me say two things about that. Let me say two things about that.
I did it. It was my fault. I went there. I don't need to explain to you anything.
When you don't have any obligation
I need to explain
to me. And I'm not. I don't have the right to hold your feet to the fire in terms of giving me an explanation, and I never have demanded one.
And you keep
saying that as though I'm posturing like I'm demanding an explanation.
That's not for you to
like
say.
I'm holding you accountable.
You don't even know me.
And that's not what I'm doing. I don't know where you keep coming up.
That bro just got off the call and told Ramona, listen to Mom, listen to Dad, listen to Barry, listen. So even if Lorne totally hates this guy, it's going right past him that the solution would be just have some sense of humility, be calm, and even if you disagree, the fact is her brother, that you would imagine, hey, he's just giving her advice, and he told her, listen to Barry, and he just goes right back to fighting with him once again, proving he doesn't give a shit. He's not even thinking about how Ramona's feeling, which when Danny got off the phone call, the first thing that Barry said was, Ramona, you doing okay? And he goes right back to checking on her, and Lorne's just standing there ready for more punches. This is what's so fascinating to me about Lorne Armstrong is he thinks it's him versus the internet. It's Lorne versus Lorne.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't realize that. To get out of your own way, dude. Just say, hey, all right, you know what? And if Barry's because imagine what more, as smart as Barry is and he's giving all these punches, if Lorne just said, okay, I understand you feel that way. And if he just left it at that, the call would end.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be much more to do, but it's amazing how he just, and on top of all this, he's not even a real therapist.
No, that's right.
These are imaginary characters.
And that's the thing, that Lorne's whole world is imaginary, but he just plays right into it.
He's closing his eyes in a dark room, swinging with all of his might at God knows what.
Yeah. And g'day, not a prince, but a duke.
No, you don't owe me an explanation. You don't have to keep reminding anybody of that. Nobody's asserting that you owe me an explanation.
You
so I don't know why you keep going
by a guy from 10 years ago. A guy that had issues 10 years ago.
There you go. Not a guy that tried to rape his head 10 years ago, but a guy who had issues
like
10
I
years
said,
ago.
you're going by
and
what
that
happened
is the
10 years
reason
ago.
why I will
You're
never
not
let
going
up
by
on
the person I am
you
today.
motherfucker. Because it's not about what you did, it's about the issues you had. It's always about the issues you had and never about the things that you did. And what I'm trying to tell you is that when you demonstrate a pattern of activity, a pattern of behavior, and an obvious predilection for certain things, in the first place, we're going beyond a simple mistake. And in the second place, it speaks to something far more fundamental than whatever temporary circumstances you have convinced yourself led you to do the things you did. Because none of that stuff is relevant. And as long as you try to lean on those things to make excuses for the things that you've done, I got to call you on those things. I can't, because I can't accept any less. You're not being truthful. Yes, I know what the problem is.
You're calling me on shit that you think. And the only thing that you think is what you see from 10 years ago.
Lorne, in the first place, we're not talking about isolated events. And secondly, I evaluate people for a living. It's what I do professionally. I'm very good at it in spite of.
And what Lorne's missing here, I mean, there's two things he's missing. He talks about, you're talking about what I did 10 years ago. I mean, that is a huge thing. Like, attempting to have, there is 2 children that we know of, one that was actually real, that he attempted to have sex with. That is a huge thing. Like, it's not, you drove drunk once, 10 years ago. Like, and so there's that he's just glossing over. There's the fact that he's done nothing to work on changing from that. So saying that like it was just some isolated incident that happened. But even if you remove that, a therapist would still be addressing. So if you remove the pedophilia and all that from Lorne, a therapist would still have a major issue with the way he talks to Ramona. A huge issue. In fact, they would most likely be saying to Ramona, you need to get out of this relationship now. And giving her, talking to shelters that she can use. They'd be probably working on an action plan for how she can safely get out of this relationship. But that's nothing to him. Like that, he doesn't consider. He just thinks the only issue he's had was this one time that he, unintentionally tried to fuck a kid. So if we can just move past this, everything's golden.
Yeah, I don't see what the big problem is.
Yeah.
I only had one thing on my record is the OUI.
Yeah, which every time I hear that does my head in, because he says it as if he was targeted because of that, as if they were trying to find someone and they've gone, this guy's got an OUI, let's get him. Like, oh man.
No, it's that excuse. I mean, if you're an employee somewhere and you make the same mistake, some version of it over and over, and it was only one time. It's only one time. It's only one. What would be fascinating would be to get Lorne in as much of a calm, rational state of mind as he could be in, and have him talk to himself and hear him screaming and do these own breakdowns of his own call. It's a fruitless endeavor, because that's kind of why we're doing this and just having a laugh at him. But it's like, dude, do you really? If the world was full of people that lived the way that Lorne wants people to excuse him, if they would excuse his way of living, it'd be a shit show. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's just like, I only did it once. If everyone was trying to rape kids and drive drunk, I mean, that's a problem, Lorne.
Absolutely. And g'day, Fly Guy Fi.
Whatever your opinions as an uneducated simpleton may be about what a therapist's role is.
Isn't that funny how someone in your own field says that he doesn't sound like he's a very good therapist?
Well, isn't that funny how if 2 therapists disagree about methodology and their approach to a situation, you go with the one that makes you feel good, that sides with you, that validates you.
And amazing that at Lorne's and it's amazing that at Lorne's therapy sessions, evidently, buries the topic of conversation. So somebody that's not even real is the topic. That's how, numb-minded Lorne is. So he's just saying, isn't it funny that somebody in your own field says, oh, he doesn't sound like he's very... So that means Lorne's at his therapy sessions talking about this fucking guy.
Yep.
And just imagine the therapist just kind of... they probably need ibuprofen when he's leaving. Or they probably take one when they see him on the schedule, like, oh my God, here we go. And they're just like, okay, Lorne, let's get back to you. And they probably just dismiss it as like, weird. Doesn't sound like he's a very good therapist. But they try to shift it back to Lorne. But that's what Lorne hangs on to. That's what he brings to this call.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need to explain shit to you, Barry.
It'd be a nightmare to be his therapist. You would be getting absolutely nowhere, and you just have to cop this bullshit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
G'day, Alison K. Don't worry about being late. Still going for probably at least an hour or two, so no worries.
I go with the one that's a female and actually knows what she's talking about.
Only females know what they're talking about.
That is so amazing. That's I forgot about that part. Which is funny because that's like the best part of the whole thing. It just is. I go with the one that's a female.
Like it's,
oh my god!
And he tries to pass it off as, he does that because they're smarter and they're more gentle and all this kind of stuff, which is bullshit.
Female
the reason
powers.
He goes for females is A, he's intimidated by men, and B, he somehow thinks that they'll be into him.
Right? Oh yeah.
They look at his record and can overlook all that because he's such an amazing guy. It's just ridiculous.
So he's there at his therapy session, talking about Barry. Then his therapist just like we said, it doesn't sound like he's a very good therapist. So Lauren's thinking, see, I'm not doing that bad. At least I'm not a piece of shit like Barry. So he walks out of those sessions thinking like he's just, gained some points there. Now she probably wants to have sex with him. She's probably gawking at him.
Yeah, that's right. Another one of those ones that are gawking at him.
What you have? I don't know why. Because she has a teenage daughter, and you're trying to match. You're trying to play an angle. I don't know. You tell me. Silence. I've done it again.
Yeah, that's true, Shins. He passed it off as that's the only person he can open up to. And I'm sure Shins will answer you, Ellison, but Ellie is, at this time, he's court-appointed, probation-appointed, whatever you want to call it, therapist, which he doesn't engage at all with, but spends time talking about how she's so fucking perfect. And I'm one of these people that are so fucking perfect that he can't tell you why, and laments that she's got a husband, as if that's the only thing stopping them from her, having a relationship with him.
This is what we're dealing with, Ramona, and what I want both of you ladies to recognize is that when I'm able to bring.
What I want both of you ladies to recognize.
Hang on.
Did he say
Let's
that?
go back.
She has a teenage daughter, and you're trying to match. You're trying to play an angle. I don't know. You tell me. Silence. I've done it again. This is what we're dealing with, Ramona, and what I want both of you ladies to recognize is that.
He does. He says both of you ladies. I haven't picked that up before. That's amazing.
I haven't. Oh, that's funny shit, man. He's jabbed him so many times. I've listened to this call many times. I've never heard that before, so it went over my head. It probably went over Lauren's.
Yep. Who is with me? Shins. Lorenzo Dawson's with me. Is that the question, or did I say something stupid before? I tend to do that. I don't know what I've walked into here between you and Winnie's boyfriend/husband, so I'm just going to back out.
Is that when I'm able to bring Lorne to this place where the truth is undeniable and he can't retreat from it any further, we get one of three things. We get silence, we get childish insults, or we get tears. We don't get rational responses to the things I'm saying. And the things I'm saying are not...
You don't get responses from me very well.
G'day, monks for me. And all good, Shins. Man, don't be sorry. Who is that hiding behind the bush? Is that Justin Timberlake? It is. Justin Timberlake listening in onto the therapy session. He's
Ramona's a big NSYNC fan.
Yeah. He's, Justin's looking a little rough at the moment, but look, it's just, he's probably just down a bit of sleep. He'll be back to looking his normal self soon.
Because I don't like you.
Well, that's stupid.
I don't like
you either. But all I'm doing is
you were supposed to be a professional, and you wouldn't.
The fact that you base your conduct toward me on whether you like me or not kind of says it all. You got your feelings hurt because I have the audacity to tell you the truth about yourself. So because you don't like me, you're just going to not talk to me, just like a kid.
You're one of those guys that talk so much that you're known as the type of guy you can't trust because you talk so much.
That made no sense.
No.
You're one of those guys that talk so much. You're one of those that you can't.
Yeah, so like people that talk too much can't be trusted, but pedophiles and RSOs are far more trustworthy.
Right.
Okay, I get it now, Shins. Shins thought that you were Winnie's boyfriend / husband and was like thought he was responding to you. But so that's all good. No, this is Lorenzo Dawson. So I'm on the same page now. I feel I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
That last 15 seconds aside.
He's Shin says you guys are great, by the way. And it's funny because I feel like if I met Shins, I would be like, oh, dude, that's fucking Shin's koala. So that means a lot coming from him. So thank you.
Yeah, Shins is a dude, man. Like, there's like some people you just want to have a beer with. Like, if I was ever in the same area, I would definitely be keen for a beer with Shins.
All 80 people in this chat, like, we all get it. We're those weirdos.
That's it. We're all one of those weirdos. And g'day, Andy Mares.
What I had to say. Why weren't you talking? More silent.
I mean, that's of course assuming Shins would want to have a beer with me. That was very presumptuous of me.
maybe a fruit juice.
Yeah, fruit juice. Yeah, I'll fruit juice.
Lorne reality show, follow the recipe. I bet Shins would agree if, under the stipulation that you follow the instructions from Lorne's video to a T. Maybe even get Andrew Burkett.
And make such a huge fucking quantity. Like, I still can't understand why he made so much. It's ridiculous.
So much so. And I don't know if you know, there was that weird thing in there, like a mango or...
Oh, yeah.
A mango or some shit.
One of those really rare exotic fruits, the mango. It was,
I think that's how you say it, right?
Yeah. Oh, Carrot Game, I would love to have a beer with you too, mate. I would love to have a beer with all of you. Or anything.
This is what you can count on, Ramona. This is what you can look forward to, a lifetime of this. If you get married to this guy and you ever find your...
Tell you what, I just want a fucking beer now. All this talk of beer. It was like when they were talking about the burritos in the last stream we did. I'm like, fucking hell, I just want a burrito now. I'm very suggestible.
Yeah. Yourself in a situation where you've got to call him on his bullshit and just tell the truth. This is what you're going to get. He's going to shut down. He's either going to just stop talking altogether, or he's going to call you a fucking bitch again, or he's going to start crying, or maybe he'll just... take off and head down the street to a bar.
When you call me on shit, Ramona, have I come out and told you the honest truth?
Wait, did what, Lorne?
When you called me on stuff, have I come out and told you the honest truth?
Give me an example.
Of anything that you told me.
That is not a glowing review, you know? Like,
jog my memory, Lorne.
Yeah. Well, give me an example.
Anything that you called me on, haven't I always told you the honest truth? If you thought I was lying about something, you'd call me on it, and I would tell you the truth.
Gay Mango's heard us calling for him.
Lorne has never lied to me.
Now, how are you able to verify that Lorne has never lied to you?
Because
Because what? He tells you he hasn't been drinking, and you're able to verify that how? The breathalyzer thing is new. I mean, that's recent, right? But how are you able to verify that he hasn't been drinking before that?
Because I've told you, because I know that Lorne has not been drinking every single time that Lorne drinks. And I used to get this, like, at least once a week, but usually twice a week. Lorne would call me several times. I would literally, when Lorne drinks, the next day, I wake up to somewhere between 30 and 40 missed calls, 15 to 20 voicemails cursing me out, and hundreds and hundreds of text messages. I had not gotten that in a month. He's not drinking.
Okay. I mean, look, if he's not, I realize that he's got the breathalyzer thing now, so that forces him to a certain standard, so that's fine. But it's just a symptom. I mean, the drinking is not. The point that I'm trying to make is that you say that Lorne has never lied to you, and Lorne says that Lorne has never lied to you. But the problem with that is that we only have Lorne to rely on for that. We only have Lorne to believe for that. And if Lorne's angle is to put his best face forward, the best version of himself forward, your perception of Lorne is very important to him, obviously, and he wants you to see him in a certain light. And this and that. So it's be real easy for him to tell you what you want to hear. I mean, that's not hard to do. You can see that, right? So what if I said to you, Ramona, I'm eating an orange right now?
Then I prove stuff to her, too.
Okay, what do you prove to her, and how do you prove it?
Whatever she asked me to do.
Well, that doesn't clarify anything. Give me an example. Whatever she asks you to do, it doesn't matter.
Again, Barry, you continuously talk, and nobody can get a word in.
You answered the question, and I'm commenting on your answer. How do you prove yourself?
I'm trying to answer your question, but you still talk.
I was responding to your answer. Answer the question again. I'll be quiet for a real long time. Give you a lot of time to answer. Go.
Well, my answer was real short. She wants to be on the phone with me. She was always on the phone with me. I had no problem at all having her on the phone with me, doing whatever.
No problem at all.
But
being
how
on the
does
phone
that?
with me. That's what he wants. I was listening to one of these calls the other day where I think it's with Winnie, but it's supposed to be Christmas the next day, and he literally suggests she'll get a Bluetooth headset on, and they just are 24/7 on the phone. And then he's like, then that way, if you want to ask me something, you can ask me. It's like, dude, nobody. Most people nowadays, I mean, you text.
Yeah.
Nobody loves being on the phone.
And he did that
for
with
Lorne. It's a way to verify she's not fucking the doctor.
Yeah, but he did that with Debbie too. He kept trying to get her to get a headset, which she wasn't going to. But that doesn't answer Barry's question at all. Like, that's not proving anything to her. And the whole thing is, I mean, Ramona on many, many calls has made it clear she doesn't want to be on the phone all the time. She can't be on the phone all the time. In fact, she put on a fucking curfew to stop him calling after 10 p.m. That's not someone that wants to be on the phone all the time. But he's using that as if that's, that's defense. A good thing that he does. And in fact,
I've got no problem at all.
Yeah, and in fact, it's the exact opposite. Not only do you want that and not her, it's against what her wishes are. Like, if you were actually trying to make a point there, the point would be, even though I love being on the phone with her all the time, I know that's not what she wants, so I don't ask her to be as much. I restrict myself, or some bullshit like that. He's just gone the exact opposite of what he was asked to do.
No, he assuming that this is Ramona's therapist, that you'd have to assume, hey, he's going to have her best interests at heart. If that's his job. He would think, okay, all right, I understand what you're trying to achieve here, Barry. You don't mind me being here. So it's like if they were in a room, right? Like, help me understand, Barry, what you're trying to achieve. And then, but no. He's just totally bypassing all of that. Again, he's stuck in his own little mind. And it's like, how long is that going to last? He's like saying, she could come with me around town. I got no problem at all with that. Well, it's easy to be on your best behavior, Lorne, for 3 days, 4 days, a week. Because nobody's going to be on the phone 24/7, 7 days a week. It just
absolutely,
he's a fucking idiot.
He doesn't he'll never get it. I've just got to step away for a couple of minutes. So I'll keep the call playing, and I'll stop it when I get back, mate.
She had no question about anything that I was doing, hardly ever, because she was always right there with me, so she knew I wasn't lying about anything.
What the hell does that have to do with what I'm talking about? I'm talking about things.
You just asked me how does she know? You just asked me how does she know I'm not lying to her? She's obviously
on the phone with you?
She's obviously hearing everything I'm saying and doing. She's even talking to people in my life.
That doesn't make any sense. I can't hear him drinking a beer, therefore he must not be drinking a beer. Beer makes noise, right? Beer's real loud. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, no, it's not that. Because when he drinks, and Lorne, I don't know, because I know you've been known to have 20 beers in one night. I don't know how you do it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, because he I don't know if he just guzzles them, because he says he doesn't like the taste of them. So I don't know how he gets it down. Lorne, I really don't, because I don't know how. I couldn't drink 20 waters in one night. But I've never heard him drinking, but I know when he drinks, because those messages, they happen.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm not saying that he's been drinking. If he says he hasn't been drinking for a month, that's fine. It's possible, but it's immaterial. I mean, the thing that I keep coming back to is that's just it's a very it's such a it doesn't. I'm talking about the root issues. I'm talking about who Lorne is as a person, essentially the character stuff, right? And so the behavioral stuff is just a function of a person trying to manipulate a situation.
Do you guys think Lorne is drinking beer?
Situation. And it's troubling on a number of levels when Lorne brags about not drinking for a month as though it's an accomplishment of some kind. Because, I'll go a year sometimes where I don't drink for a month, 12 months in a row. If you understand what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. And the concern is
for
that
Lorne, because he's used to having 20 beers on a Friday night and then maybe another 10 on a Saturday.
And that is the problem.
So for him not to drink, that is a big deal.
Yeah, that's fine. But the problem is that he's the kind of guy that likes to have 20 beers on a Friday night. That's the issue.
Good point. Winnie's boyfriend / husband.
You see what I'm saying? The issue is not that he's able to curtail bad behavior, self-destructive behavior, and behavior that potentially makes him dangerous to other people. It's the fact that that behavior is normative for him in the first place. That's what's so troubling. You see what I'm saying? It's just like like we were talking about the child rape thing, and a guy that has eyes for children for whatever reason, but he doesn't act on it. Okay, it's good that he doesn't act on his sexual appetites, but it's the fact that he has those appetites that's the problem. That's what makes him that's what makes him a dangerous person. So Lorne has all these things that he has, all these tendencies. And if he's able, Lorne, I'm still talking. Lorne, I'm still talking. Lorne, I'm still talking. Lorne, I'm not done talking. Lorne, I'm in the middle of the
You're always talking, Barry. You are always talking. You are always talking, Barry. You are always talking.
Well, now I'm talking.
Lorne, why don't you be quiet so I can finish my point? Lorne, why don't you act like an adult so I can finish what I'm trying to say? Thank you.
Because you're always talking.
It's the fact that Lorne has these proclivities to begin with that is so alarming. And this is what I keep trying to get you to understand.
That I am something I'm not. That's what the fact is.
It's the fact that I have the audacity to judge him on his actions instead of what he tells us he is. It's
Lauren,
like the that says I'm not a judge.
I mean, I'm not answering any questions with him on the phone.
Lauren, no. No.
Lauren, it's like, it's like when Nathaniel Trevor, quote unquote, when Mike V gets on the phone with Emma and he's like, he's wanting to get, ask questions about his book. He wants to know what Lauren's like, I couldn't hear him. And Emma's like, he wants to know if you're eating a bologna sandwich. I'm not going to answer any of his questions because he hasn't sent Benny the $5,000.
Yeah.
It's like, now hey, dumb shit, you've been on the phone with this guy for how long now? And now all of a sudden he's just decided, you know what? Hands are up in the air. Throw him up in the air. Yeah, fuck it. I'm not answering any more questions. Not if he's on the phone.
No, there's always a reason he can't
Lauren's
do the right thing.
Dude. He's just brilliant. He just is very, very deliberate about his decisions.
Yep.
I am not answering any questions with him on the phone.
No.
I don't like him.
Listen, Barry, I don't want you to say anything. I want Lauren, I have a question for you. I'm not going to hold it against you. I promise. I just need to know. That was not your voice?
Ask me on the phone alone. I am not going to have him on the phone for any questions.
Ramona,
Okay.
do you know what a religious cult is?
Barry, can I call you back in 5 minutes? I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes. I'm going to drop the call. Hang on a second.
I suppose so. All right.
Oh, he's not happy.
The hell would I do that for? No.
I love that he's just like, okay, I suppose so, all right. Because when Lauren thinks that the doctor's over and she's like, Lauren, let me call you back.
No!
Fuck that.
That's right, because they're going to go fuck in that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
As Allison
Why is he knocking on your door?
As Alison K says in the chat, but we was on the phone for 10 hours straight. How can you sneak in some extra dick there? And that is what he thinks to an extent. I mean, he likes the company and he just, I don't know, he just thinks that the more they talk, the more they'll like him. Where it's probably the opposite. Like, he would probably have more chance if the interactions were less. But a large part of it is that he knows that if they're on the phone together, that's why he wants Winnie to have a headset. She can't be fucking anyone without him hearing it.
Right. Even though when he gets mad and talks to her, he's just like, it's like, dude, why are you dating somebody like that? Or like any sane person would just be like, dude, she can't control herself. I always got fucking guys around, 20-year-olds smoking marijuana. You would just move on. There are a lot of people in the world. You would just go find different people. But no, he put a headset on so he can be there to monitor. And I love that because what are you going to do, tough guy? You know, when some of the guys get on the phone.
Yeah,
and,
that's it. Nothing.
Talk shit to him, he's all, bring it on, bitch.
That's it. Like, he can't do anything, and he wouldn't do anything. G'day, Laura. Hello, the Lorne Identity. Great to see you, Lorne Identity.
Lorne Identity.
He's good to have you here, mate. Still waiting for you to stream again, but I think I'll won't hold my breath there.
TJ is messaging me constantly. I don't know if TJ knew that. In fact, now I'm not going to text. I was going to text Bro and ask him.
TJ is. Is that supposed to be? Do you know who that is?
No, I'm trying to think. TJ. Anyone in the chat know who?
Identity. Somebody would know.
Yeah, anyone in the chat know who TJ is?
Yes, it was me 10 years ago. I did that. That was me. That was my voice. That was my voice. It was me. That was my voice on them calls. I'm not going to deny something.
He's just said it 3 times as though he's like honorably owning up to it. That's my voice. It's my voice. It's my voice. Dude,
that's not me today.
Irrefutable. So I know you're trying to put a feather in your cap, Lorne, but like he's acting like, no, that's me. That is my voice. Okay, you got me. As though he's had some epiphany.
Yeah.
No shit, it's your voice, dude. You're the only one that sounds like that.
That's right. He can't deny it. And that's the only reason he's being honest. So it's like with everything. He's only honest when he's got no other options. And that's where he says stupid shit like, I'm lying my arse off and I'm being honest about it and all this kind of shit. Like, it's just he's just a fucking dickhead. And Shins Koala says TJ is Ramona's other brother.
The other brother.
Pity TJ couldn't be on the call, complete it.
He was in Atlantic City. Put it in the fridge.
Put that in the refrigerator.
TJ was the other brother, Atlantic City. The only reason I drive here at night, I'm not driving at night. Put that beer in the fridge.
I'm not going to go by me today with what was 10 years ago. The mistake that I made when I screwed up. I don't like Barry. I don't like being on the phone with him.
Lorne,
get off the phone.
Said that you wanted to see a 13-year-old nature.
Oh, and Lorne Identity, I just want to make it clear, I'm not having a go at you when I say about the streams. I just love your streams, buddy, so I'm just keen for more, but I know you're busy.
Lorne, the problem that I have, and I mean, can you be honest, didn't I defend you tonight very well?
I gotta admit, whenever I see Lorne Identity, just the way, dude, you make excellent content, Lorne Identity. There are a lot of great content creators. You're right up there. The way he said, "You're fucking right, I am."
Yeah.
Impersonates Lorne.
Yeah.
That fucking charge bothers me so fucking bad.
Yeah, I do love like when he does that shaky voice that Lorne does. And just always fun times in Lorne Identity stream. So no pressure, mate, but it is Christmas soon, and that would be a pretty nice Christmas present for me if you're looking for something. And g'day, DJ Payne. Good to see you.
The problem is this stuff that you and I should be talking together about alone. Not with Barry on the phone and Emma and your brother. This is between me and you conversation.
Lorne, I have known you for 9 months, right? You love saying that it's been 9 months. I've known you for 9 months. I have talked to you for thousands and thousands of hours in that 9 months. You never told me that there were calls. And
then we never addressed it, and we should have. And I blocked the calls right out of my head. And I might have done it.
how could you block that out of your head? Like, how could you forget that you had done that? It wouldn't be possible. And g'day, size of a beetle bug.
Lorne's just, there's that selective hearing. He's got his selective memory.
Yeah, he's got that 3-year memory buffer that we talk about all the time. And who else? Oh, Kevin Murphy, g'day.
Intentionally. Because I intentionally try to block everything from that out of my head. Because I hate what I did. I hate that it
intentionally
happened.
and unintentionally.
And I hate this church of cards.
Sorry, Matt, go.
It's funny because I've never heard the word unintentional as much as I've heard it from Lorne. And it's like, dude, nothing about you is deliberate other than telling Kayla don't delete her archive. I don't want to get in trouble by parents. But he's like, I unintentionally, dude, you don't know what you're talking about, Lorne.
But
stop talking.
It's just not. It's not true. Like nothing, and that's what he tries to portray as if he's just like a leaf in the breeze, just getting blown between one situation and the other. Like he calculatedly, talked to Kayla for a month. All the stuff about deleting your archives, trying to make sure she wouldn't get caught and all this kind of stuff. Like that is the definition of intentional. He drove there, all that kind of stuff, but he talks about it as if he got caught up in this sting, like he's just this like innocent dude that's walking around, and all of a sudden there's a girl at the door saying Uber. Come in, and he's like, this is a lovely house, what's going on? And then all of a sudden Chris is there, and he's like, I don't understand what's happening. Like
his Uber driver just dropped him off at that location, said, sorry mate, get out of the cab.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know if I should go in there. Like, you're going in there. Oh, okay then. Oh.
I do think, I can't prove it, but I do think that that's what happened to Michael Willis, the guy with the denim shorts and the yellow tank top. He's cute, built good.
He just wanted to go to the beach.
Just wanted to
He didn't even want those cookies.
You know what? I don't even want this cookie. and then the NBC's like, and Chris Hansen's like, our guy, Michael, almost takes a fall as he goes out the back door, and just the way I rewound that and played that so many times, just looking at his, his weak ass ankle just roll. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But I mean, I'm not buying the Uber. Just dropped him off here with Lorne, but maybe with Michael. But
that guy. I mean, there is some.
It's just on his way to the beach.
Putting the heinous stuff aside of what they were wanting to do, there's just some real characters that got caught up in TCAP, like guys like Willisy and that, where he's just such, and even
what?
just so, like his outfit that he's wearing and how casually he strolls in, and just like very quotable guy. And as Laura,
TCAP is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Laura says in the chat, I've never heard the word anxious as much as I've heard it with Lorne. In two things there, I've never heard someone say it so much, and he never says it correctly. I mean, as Batsby, did a most of a stream about, the difference between, the meaning of anxious coming from anxiety. But, like, he talks about being excited about something as anxious.
Right.
Like, that's not the meaning of that word. He's got such a poor grasp on the English language. And I'm not saying, you have to be all across on that, but it's so... He's just
so sure about it when he says
he just hears words and he repeats them without actually understanding what they are.
It's close enough. It gets him in the ballpark, but it's like if you saw Lorne, you would expect his left shoe to be on his right foot and vice versa. You're just like, they're on your feet, but like slight adjustment, dude, and you could get it right. But you anxious to touch my penis? Yeah. No, dude. She was anxious to send your ass to prison when you got incarcerated.
Because he doesn't want to put effort into anything that he does. Like, what he wants in life is he wants to drink, he wants a girlfriend, and he wants to molest kids. Like, that's what he put his effort into. That's what the most successful thing he's unsuccessfully done was the amount of effort he put into trying to get his grooming and manipulative tactics up there to have sex with children. I mean, he still failed at it terribly.
He failed.
That's what he's done. But he's not the kind of guy that would hear a word and he hasn't heard that before. Go, I'll go look that up, or hear something has looked. I don't think he's looked anything up in his whole fucking life except for how to, appear invisible on Yahoo Chat and other ways to get away around Yahoo police. That's what he's put his effort into.
that's it, and maybe some recipes for the Lorne reality show, but he's just kind of fucking half-assing that because he half the time doesn't even have the ingredient. He's gonna make a salad, do it next week.
I was going to make a salad, but I've got no ingredients for the salad. Like, great stuff.
That's crap. I hate everything about all of this. It would be left alone. I want you, and I just want to be left alone with you and not have anybody from that sending me letters and doing anything to you. I don't give a shit about the church card crap. I don't want to keep reliving my past that I can't control. I did it, and I made a mistake. It was my fault that I did it. Everything in that was my fault because I was old enough to know better, but I had a problem. I couldn't think straight about what I...
And that's the other thing. Like, mistakes can't be that prolonged. Like, a mistake is something you do it, you've had time to reflect on it, and you realise, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Every day, he had a time to reflect on what he was doing and realise that this is... I mean, not that you could class what he did as a mistake, but this is wrong. But he didn't at all, so he can't even call it a mistake.
I was doing it. But I still did it. It's still my fault.
But what's disturbing to me is the fact that almost a year into this thing, Lorne, I am now finding out that there's calls.
You and I were supposed to listen to these calls like almost a month ago, and we still never listened to them together because I have them right here on CD.
Well, you have me right here.
I would bring the CDs and the DVDs so you could see everything that I have and everything that I did.
Hey,
Lorne, you have me right here.
Shins has a great comment here. Donnie Morrison, Bodner, and Michael Willits, the most violent cop takedowns. There's an idea for a stream that you should do someday. Cornville is like some kind of ranking or the best takedowns. The dude getting tased. Yeah, Willis. That's so funny, dude. He goes, as Allison K pointed out. He had those Nike Airs to prevent the fall. Yeah. Goes to have sex. Instead, eats a cookie.
Yep.
Starts to eat a second one. I don't even want this cookie. So there's that, and then he almost falls on national TV. I mean, that's a roller coaster. And then he gets fucking speared.
Yep.
Into the ground. There's just so many funny moments in TCAP. But yeah, that's a good comment from Shins. Maybe that's a stream you do in the future is a compilation of the best takedowns because there's absolutely some good ones.
I like that. That is a very good idea. Guys like Willisy eating the cookies and like Sokol, Jeff Sokol hoeing into the pizza. Like, how on earth could you eat? Like, your life is, as you know it, is over. Like, the minute Chris walked out, that was the turning point of your life. Yet he's sitting there going, "Can I eat my pizza first?" Like, you're fucking kidding. Like, how would you have any appetite? Like,
Sokol is that guy. That guy must have the thickest ego of anyone on, and it's just. That dude's just like so diabolical, man. Just like, can I eat this? Yeah. You know, like that was more of a hamburger. Yeah, but he when Chris Hansen's like, Sokol sucks, dude. That guy sucks. He thinks he's the shit. He's had it all written up in a contract, and anyway, that guy's one that should have gotten speared to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the whole thing was so calculated with him, and he was so unaffected by it. So, yeah, and g'day, David G's and Bartek. Welcome, guys.
I'm not going anywhere. I'd like you to play the call.
And happy holidays to you, Bartek.
Allison K says Donnie Morrison was her favorite takedown. And if I'm not mistaken, he was the same Sting House as Willits and what's the white gangster? I want to be on TV, dog. It's a little late for that.
Oh, yeah. Is his name David or
Donnie
something?
Morrison.
Is that guy's name David? I'm not sure.
How you doing, NBC? But yeah, Donnie Morrison, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one. We make about a half dozen of them or so. We have relatives in town, and he's like he had pictures on his camera because now they dropped the charges. Yeah, I think that's. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's who that guy is. I don't remember his takedown. I'm gonna have to go watch.
No, that is that guy, and I think there was the same Sting House from memory. But yeah, but you know, and there's some. And like even that guy, that Dave, whatever his name is, the gangster dude, like, you know, Schumacher, that's it. Thank you, KY.
Yes.
David Schumacher. Yes. And he's, you know, 2 words for you. Role-playing chat room, dude.
Chat room. I won't be on TV.
Hang on,
It's
trying to
life
find the
that
CDs.
All right.
He tries to say that I'm a certain person now, and I'm not.
Lauren, are you finding the calls?
I'm trying to.
He's
Trying
trying
to
to.
get the CD player working.
Well, since you can't figure out how to work the CD player, I'm going to see if I can find them.
G'day, Bot and Tim Darling. Bot, is that formerly YouTube Bot?
On YouTube, because I think when he mentioned that there were calls, I think he said that they're on YouTube.
Yeah, he said there were 6 of them. There's not 6.
Let me.
There isn't 6.
And that was the other thing with Donald Morrison. He was talking about, how his mum's going to take his computer away from him. Like that. A, what a weird thing to say in a situation. And B, that is the last of your issues. That's the least of your issues right now, is your mum taking your computer away from you.
Oh, absolutely.
You say there's not 6?
It's funny hearing Lorne here. He's so defiant. They said there were 6. There's not 6 of them. There's not 6. It's like, dude. It's crazy how every time Lorne speaks, my mind really goes back to when I was like 10, 11, 12, and my stepbrother, and just like thinking back on the funny ways that we would try to get out of trouble, and as if your parents didn't know. It's like Lorne, he literally just acts like
a child,
like a child, and maybe that's why he likes them.
Yep, maybe.
Of them?
There's not 6.
Okay.
We're 6 times on the phone.
How many calls are there? Let me see. What do you think I should Google to find these calls if they're on YouTube?
I don't.
Maybe I'll just Google Lorne Armstrong phone call.
No, don't do that.
Armstrong.
Watch the magic happen.
Phone. Call.
Hey, Spencer Silvera.
Yeah, be right back in.
Okay, so yes, so there are 6 phone calls, it says here. Phone call 1, 2, 3.
I don't believe there were 6. I don't remember 6 phone calls.
Okay, let's see.
Well, that's a hell of a lot less resolved than when Barry was on the phone. Oh, she's like, it says there were 6. I don't believe there were 6. I don't remember there being 6. And that's like, because a minute ago you were damn sure.
Yeah, but he's got the evidence is there, and he just thinks that, oh, well, if he doesn't remember it, it didn't happen. He'd be on, trial for murder, and they'll be playing a video of him repeatedly stabbing the guy. He'd be like, oh, I don't remember stabbing him. Oh, okay then. Case dismissed.
I guess I did.
Lorne doesn't remember. Fuckhead.
I guess I did.
All right, so I'm going to start.
That's funny.
Okay, so I'm going to play.
The prank call with when Nathaniel Trevor's supposedly on, and they tell him that she's got footage of Lorne or Ramona making out with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking bitch. And then Ramona gets on the call later with him. I don't know if that was a day, a week later, or whatever. And he's denying that he said that to her. And then how brilliant it is that Ramona can play it, and she literally, that fucking bitch, literally, my fucking asshole, fucking bitch, plays it. Proof is right there. And then Lorne goes, well, I guess I did say it. I don't remember saying it, but I guess I did. So it's just like, hey, Goofy, so if that happened here, why would it not have, selective memory?
That's it.
All right, so I'm going to start playing them.
I don't know if the CD player works in this car or not.
Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm going to play them.
Don't worry, Lorne.
As soon as this loads.
Hey, honey.
Hey, honey. Oh, my, dude. I don't. Oh, my God, of all of the things, I said this last time, but of all the things, why? Hey, honey, why? Why do you do that, Lauren?
It doesn't matter how many times you hear that. It's never any less gross. Like hearing her tiny little voice and followed by "Hey, honey," like it's never any less gross. I mean, and the fact that because she sounds so young, the fact that he wasn't put off at all, like the fact he didn't even have a moment's hesitation of A, wow, this does not sound like a 13-year-old. Like, am I being played with here? Or B, holy shit, this kid sounds so young. What am I doing? He's just straight into that hey honey.
Hey honey.
It's fucked.
Oh, buffering, so annoying.
I'm doing good. I'm the older one.
Don't worry about the CD. I have the call.
Precious. What took you so long?
Don't worry about it because you're getting it from the internet. I don't remember 6 phone calls.
Well, if it's your voice, I'll assume that they're the calls that you had
About
with
what?
the decoy.
About
Said
what?
it took me so long to call.
Well,
That's me because I don't remember
don't
6
be
phone
sorry about
calls.
that.
I remember
I knew you were going to call.
maybe 3. I don't remember 6.
Shut up, Lorne. We're trying to listen.
Exactly.
Sure, you'll remember them.
It's amazing that he's now talking over himself. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny if the therapist or Ramona was just like, okay, we couldn't hear that because you wouldn't shut up, Lorne. We're going back to the start.
I do hear them.
Huh?
I
was
don't hear.
You was talking to me? I was talking to you.
Well, I can have Mary play them for me, or I can listen to them.
Aw, thank you.
All right,
You're
then.
welcome.
I do want you to know about it because I want you to know everything.
Okay.
Wish we had done a long time ago.
Yeah, Cordis.
Oh, you didn't do this a long time ago, and so now.
I keep calling it portable. It's close. Both. So are you looking at me right now, too?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
What do you think?
I'm thinking I wish I was there with you right now. If I was, you'd be naked.
He didn't even want to go there, guys. Just remember that. This is a
Right.
man that did not want to go there.
I'm still
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Would you want to be?
I guess so.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. If you ask your girlfriend, would you want to be naked with me? She's like, I guess so, and you, okay.
That's it. Like just the
Dude, he's all in.
yeah. I mean the fact that he's so giddy about being with this child, but the fact that like that that is not an excited way of saying okay, and he's like, oh okay, like woohoo.
Yeah. Well, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. G'day, evil little McNuggets. Good to see ya.
Would you want me to be?
If you wanted to.
Of course I want to. Of course I want to be naked with you. I love you. Why wouldn't I want to be naked with you?
Because she's 13.
Lauren.
Too.
Am I making you blush?
Am I making
A
you
little
blush?
bit, yeah.
Dude, he thinks he's a star.
He does. He
He thinks he's a star, dude. He's got to coax us all out of her. Like, okay, dummy, I just asked you if you would you want to be naked? I guess so. Oh, okay.
Like he
looking
thinks
at-
he's
what-
as smooth as.
Oh, yeah.
Alison Kay just talking about the Rhoda thing, saying to Rhoda, he's got to have sex with Winnie first, then Rhoda. Like that. That is another thing that sums up how disgusting Lorne is. Like the fact that he has all those talks with Rhoda, but the fact that when they're going to come down, he's telling, Winnie's daughter that he's going to have sex with her mum first, and then they can wash him off, as he puts it,
Yeah.
and then have sex with her. Like he has no shame. He has no. There's never a point where he thinks, this is
There's
wrong.
no moral
how
compass
can I
with
do
him.
this? Yeah, exactly. That's well put. No moral compass. Exactly what his problem is.
He tells her, and I just listened to this call driving to work the other day, and I was just a renewed sense of like, dude, how this guy is unbelievable. So he tells her, yeah, well, your mom, we've been waiting a long time, a year, you know, but you're gonna have sex because he understands every woman just wants to have sex with him, so he's just like, we'll see how it all plays out. And then he says, yeah, he tells her that she's got better boobs than her mom, but don't make me say that because I feel bad saying that.
And doesn't that, sorry to interrupt you, but doesn't that sum him up? That's what he feels bad about. He doesn't feel bad about he is going to be fucking his girlfriend's very young, intellectually impaired daughter. He feels bad about saying that her tits are better than her mum's. Like, seriously, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that's what his mindset is.
Fuck.
He just, he's in a world of his own. And then he gets on the phone with Dan. He goes, well, I was trying to be like a father figure to her. It's the same shit that people say in TCAP. Like, just trying to be like a mentor.
Yeah.
Tells Dan he was just trying to. And then when she dies, so pissed off about that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
He's a fucking piece of shit. And is that right, Shins? Todd Spikes said that in his chat log. I haven't actually checked out much of Todd Spikes, but so apparently that is what Todd Spikes also said in his chat log with his decoy, that he was going to have sex with the decoy's mother first and then her. Like, so, Jesus Christ. And g'day 180 degrees.
So your parents are supposed to leave on the 18th?
Or do you hear that?
Oh, sorry, Winnie's boyfriend / husband. He would be fucking his girlfriend / wife's daughter. My bad. Good thing for pulling me up there, mate.
For about 4 days.
Yeah, I do.
Huh?
You go gone about 4 days.
Like, I'm sure I didn't imagine it, but I'm sure there was one call where he's talking to Winnie where he calls her his girlfriend / fiance / wife. Or something like that. Like, I may have imagined that, but I'm sure that happened, and that's just fucking stupid.
I seem to remember the same kind of thing, but let's give him a point because that's a technicality, right?
Yeah.
Right. Lawrence he's being very thorough and detailed.
That's right. He doesn't want to miss anything out, because all these relationships progress so quickly. It's probably hard to know exactly what point they're in.
For about 4 days.
It's hard to have every woman around wanting to have sex with you. Like,
well, that's it. He's got to let a player play.
Exactly. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's it.
Or in this case, hate the fucking internet. I'm tired of the fucking internet.
Yeah, it's called me a word of hurt.
Do you know what time they're going to leave on the 18th?
No, but I'll let you know.
He didn't want to go there.
So.
Well, I hope so.
See, isn't it going to be a lot better now that I've quit my job?
My job.
that never stops being funny. Things will be better now that I've quit my job. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Think things are going to be a lot better now that I quit my job. Fucking idiot.
Like,
yeah, they will be. But now she's got school from, 8 to 2 or whatever, so.
Yeah.
Keep yourself occupied in the meantime, big guy.
Yeah, and we know he does when he goes around and, tries to hook up with Disney Girl, who's still in the chat. Sorry about what Lorne tried to do to Disney Girl and Kimmy Coco Bop. And then when things didn't go there, that was the night that he, proclaimed his love for her and asked her to marry him. Fucking hell.
I said, it's going to be a lot better now that I've quit my job.
My job?
Why'd you quit?
Because the guy pissed me off. He tried to tell me what to do. He tried to tell me that I can't talk to other people that work in the building. I told him, I told him fuck himself.
Okay, all right. So let's compare Lorne that was just on the phone with somebody intellectually light years ahead of him in Barry. He's a meek little puppy. But now he's on the phone with his 13-year-old girlfriend. And he's made such a responsible and thorough decision to quit his job because somebody told him he can't talk to his coworkers. So he's just basically I told him what I told him was he can go fuck himself.
I mean,
what are you going to do at your next job?
Yeah, but I mean, as Shin's just said, he was fired. He didn't actually quit. That's just him putting his spin on it because he doesn't want to tell. He doesn't want his little 13-year-old girlfriend to be disappointed in him that he got fired. So it was his choice to leave.
That's fair.
And
that's gonna be a whole lot sexier.
Yeah, and I would love to know more about that, like, you know, because I think with everything with Lorne, there's an element of truth. Like, he was fired, but he says he quit. But I think, then he mentioned, you know, because he told me who I couldn't talk to. So my take on that, based on how Lorne spins everything, is he was fired and he was said either, and I don't know what's either. Basically, you know, you're fired because you're not doing any work, you're talking to everyone, but I probably think more likely he was creeping people out, he was hitting on everyone,
Yes.
Probably not even just people in, you know, his call centre, but others, and that's what he got fired for. And so the conversation is basically like, you're fired because there's been numerous complaints about the way that you talk to people and the way that you make people uncomfortable. So he's heard that and he's gone, I quit because he tried to tell me I couldn't talk to people.
I've never thought of that, but I think you're spot on. I think that's probably exactly what happened. And then, yeah, of course, he spins it to his girlfriend like, he told me what I did. Dude, that's why you have a boss. They can tell you certain things to do, but not Lorne. This is Lorne Armstrong we're talking about. So, and this means he got fired. Isn't this the job, if I'm not mistaken, where because he later was interviewed with this Ethan guy,
yep.
I believe, yeah, and he says he kind of sticks to his guns. That he says he quit because his boss looked like a slob, dressed like a slob, and I couldn't work for somebody like that because I did. No, you didn't. You were fucking selling concert tickets.
Yeah, that's it.
He got fired from selling Beatles lookalike cover bands.
Yeah.
Tickets, but he won. He chalked it up to a win.
Well, that's right, but he talks about it like, you know, he works in a high-flying corporate environment and the CEO rocks up looking like a slob so we can't respect him. Like, Lorne, look how you dress, mate. Like, slob would be the best definition for you. And I mean, but it's a call center, but who cares what your boss dresses like? Your whole job there is to try to meet your KPIs, is to make calls, try to make sales,
right.
And you'd have very clear KPIs on what you would need to do to keep your job essentially. Like, you're not a high-flying manager who has lost respect for his boss. Like, you know, he's just a fucking
You need to be in a
liar.
different and better, more elite environment. The excuses that this guy gives are just unfucking believable, and that's why Mama Gwen, when we hear him on the phone with her, she's just, oh, I thought this was a robot. No, it's not a robot. You got it good, Lon. You don't appreciate nothing.
Yeah,
I do too.
Then I love that. I love that bit where he
talking
goes,
to
"Oh, I
her
do too."
50-year-old son. I do too.
Yeah,
because she's like, she's just mentally tired from talking to her 50-year-old son. That she's like, we're still doing this like he's fucking 7.
Yeah. But I love the Mama Gwen calls because of the way that she spoke. But the best part of it is, you know, he frames it as if they have this amazing relationship, and they clearly don't. But you go straight in. Yeah, 100%. She can't stand him. He never goes and sees her, and that, despite what she claims. And like, there's one call where he's basically not long finished telling, it's either Tiffany or Casey. Anyway, either Debbie or Casey, one of Tiffany's characters. He's just finished telling her how he's over there all the time and, you know, they love each other so much, and jumps on, and within 2 minutes she's basically said, you never come around here and you're a complete fuck up.
But you don't come over here. Yeah. You don't come in. I told you all you do is go to Tony's and drink. Well, I wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could have gotten your ass straightened right out.
Yeah.
She can't stand him.
Nah, not at all.
And then Tiffany says that. They hang up, goes back to just Tiffany and Lauren. She goes, your mom thinks you're a fucking moron.
So good. I've listened to that call so many times because it's nice and short, and it's just perfect. It's one of those calls where if I've had a shit day, that's one of my. I mean, there's a few that are, but that's one of my go-tos because it's just everything you want. It's Lorne being put into his place by his mum, and then once he's hung up from that ordeal, like Tiffany's just very blank-voiced. Your mum thinks you're a fucking moron. It's
moron.
just it's just perfect.
Pretty stupid.
Classic.
Yep.
What he said.
Huh?
I mean, what he said.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Can't believe you tried to tell me who I could talk to and who I couldn't.
So what you gonna do?
Lorne, is this your voice?
Huh?
What are you?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Panties and bra.
Can't
Shit.
back.
That's bit. A little bit of static, so I couldn't hear you.
Sorry. The phone's goofy.
Phone's goofy?
Yeah. Yeah, I really do.
I really do, too. That'd be very nice.
I hope
Lauren,
so.
did you say all that? Lauren,
Did Lorne die?
did you say all this?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen some more with these. I hate buffering.
And g'day, Turd Ferguson and Toad versus Ramen.
I swear YouTube is so slow.
That's so sweet.
Could you imagine?
I got a stupid question.
Huh? Well, you want to see him?
Yeah. I'm really
Notice
stupid.
how he says-
Why?
Oh, this is
You wanna
good.
see-
You
notice
go.
how she says, "You want to see Bud?" Yeah,
Yeah.
but when it's, would you want me to be naked? I guess. Like, so she's, when it's like, you want to see my dog? She's resolute. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You can only dream that she would be wanting to get a better look at it.
Yeah. This fuck. Fuck.
You asked me about the garage.
Yeah, you have one.
Yeah.
And this sums up Lorne. The fact that he wasn't like, oh, okay, this is bullshit, when she didn't know that she had a garage. And the fact that he just laughed that off, that is Lorne in a nutshell. Just
He's oblivious.
he wanted it to be real so bad that he just completely overlooks anything like that. I mean, they must have. I mean, I would love to have like a behind the scenes of like perverted justice and that. But when they realised that the sting house they had a garage and that they had already said, I don't have a garage, they must have gone,
Oh,
fuck,
shit.
we are fucked. Like, I am sure they must have basically, at that point, they must have been working with the police to say, look, we might have lost this guy here, here's the address, and,
Right.
and basically teeing up for the fact that this is all going to go pear-shaped. But then he's just like, oh, that's okay. Like,
And then somebody in the room was like, wait a second. Because, yeah, they're ready to concede. And then it's like, well, wait a sec. We've sent him at this point, maybe they've sent him like 3 different pictures of the quote-unquote Kayla, and he took that. Let's just try it. Fuck it. What do we have to lose? You know how I said we don't have a garage? Yeah, and you do?
yeah.
They're just thinking like, holy shit, he took it. Now they knew they were in. But I think, just imagine that night, whatever, October 2007, like, it's so funny to me that To Catch a Predator caused all of this. I mean, Lorne caused it by being there and doing all this shit, right? But it's just, it's so funny that all this shit happened, and here we are. I'm not too sure if Lorne meant to do it, because he did say at one point, I don't know if anyone in the chat heard this, but he did say it, never meant to do it. Something to consider.
That's it, yeah. Keep that in mind. DJ Payne made a good point about that in terms of, her not knowing she had a garage. Like, not only did put it off, he found her helpless stupidity charming and sexy even. That's a good point. That is a good point. It's not only did he not find it, he would have just been like, oh, she is so fucking stupid. This is more than I could have asked for.
That's sad that it's funny, but it's true.
No, it is true. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what about Bud, though? Don't be sorry. I love that you called. I was praying, I looked at the call ID. If it was anybody else, I wasn't going to answer the phone.
Like who, Lorne? Who else would be calling you?
Yeah. And so,
You quit your job.
That's right, but bear in mind, this is when he is in the shower getting ready to go and meet her, but this is someone he tries to claim that he didn't want to go to and that he was having second thoughts and all that, and he was apparently meant to be going out to be shouted beers all night by one of his friends. Like, it's such bullshit, and it's calls like this that, like, I mean, not that anyone needs any reminding that it's bullshit, but it just shows how crap. I mean, this is not those giddy squeaks and shit while he's in the shower preparing for his date with his 13-year-old. That is not the sound of someone that doesn't want to go anywhere. Like, and
no, he's not talking to somebody who's fifth on his priority list, fifth of 5.
No, 100%.
Oh, that's okay. I still love you.
Huh?
I said that's okay. I still love you.
Oh, good. You better.
Good.
Sure.
You cut out a little bit of static, so I couldn't hear.
I'm just wearing a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh, what color panties and bra?
Oh God.
White.
White? You're gonna wear white until you see me, aren't you?
Yeah, I said I would.
I love you.
I love you too.
Don't you wish you were here with me right now?
Yeah, I really do.
I really do too. That'd be very nice.
I hope so.
So, we gotta be, like, really careful about doing this. Your neighbors aren't gonna be there either?
Oh, no, there's only, like, on the side of me, it's a really small neighborhood. It's only, like, 4 houses.
Really?
Yeah, and, like, there's, like, this wooded area behind me. It's not a lot of woods, but it's a little bit. And on the other side of me, there's, like, this road, but I don't know where it leads there. Well, they're not right across the road, but...
Be smart.
Sorry, just DJ Payne in the chat. What colour tank top and cap?
She's like, what team are you going to wear? Boston? Like, if she was a diehard Red Sox fan, he's like, actually, I don't even watch baseball. And I like Lee Greer's evil twin, Il Rear. How do you say it? I like his comment. What color panties and bra? Fuck you, Lauren.
Sorry.
You don't sound stupid. You sound smart. That's what you sound like. You're my girl. You must be smart.
Says the girl that half an hour ago only realised she has a garage. A real genius.
Stupid. I think that goes back to DJ Payne's. Again, that's exactly what it is. Because you don't sound stupid. You sound smart.
Yeah.
You must be smart because you're my girl. The irony is palpable.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also a really common technique that these predators use, is that, saying, you're smart and you're beautiful and you're so mature, like, so this little kid will think, oh, they see me like other people don't see me and all this kind of shit.
Yep.
And you look very beautiful, too.
Neighbors are supposed to go on a cruise.
When I come get you anyway. Yeah, wouldn't. That'd be really nice. You be ready?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
You're probably ready to come here right now, aren't you?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, wouldn't. That'd be really nice. You want to see him again?
Yeah. Will you kind of...
See if I can get this though.
He's got his little pedo prop there, bud, as Shin would put it.
Okay.
Show me about an hour away from me.
Okay. So what time do you think maybe you'll get there? No, they didn't tell me yet. They just...
It'll be all right because then you just leave me a message and so that I'll know, so that I'll get the message. Then
I'm gonna see you too.
Well, see, I'll be staying. I'll stick right around the house just about all that day anyway, or before I can leave here. But
what a winner!
Huh?
Where are we going again?
Down here to my house.
Hang on a second. Oh.
Huh?
Okay, sorry. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I wish I was there with you right now. If I was, you'd be naked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want to be?
I guess so.
Okay. Would you want me to be?
If you wanted to.
Of course I want to. Of course I want to be naked with you. I love you. Why wouldn't I want to be naked with you?
I love you too.
Am I making you blush?
A little bit, yeah.
So your parents are supposed to leave on the 18th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be gone for about 4 days.
Huh?
They'll be gone about 4 days.
For about 4 days?
Yeah.
So, do you know what time they're going to leave on the 18th? Now that I've quit my job?
What?
I said, it's going to be a lot better now that I've quit my job.
Why'd you quit?
Because the guy pissed me off. Like doing construction work. Like carpentry and stuff like that.
Yeah, carpentry.
What?
Yeah, what
he like talks about doing carpentry. He's not a carpenter. Like there's another like where he always gives himself nominal amounts for his hourly rates and all this kind of stuff. When carpentry is a specialisation that you need to be trained in. You need to be accredited. But he's put some wood together one time, so he calls himself a carpenter.
I think, I mean, that's a fair point, Cornville, but I do want to go to bat for him here on this point.
Oh,
Is he a certified carpenter? Probably not. But he has beautifully constructed one of the funniest fucking lives ever lived. And so on that point,
that is true.
He's a carpenter. He's a carpenter.
He is a gifted sculptor in that way, isn't he? That's a good point. And g'day, Egbert, and also Kilroy. G'day, guys.
you wearing? Horrible. When I had my own business.
Yeah, I said I would.
Bruh. I'm really careful about doing this.
Why do they keep repeating over and over?
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of...
Yeah, come on, Ramona. He wants to know why do you need to keep repeating it. There's more cool that he wants to hear. Why are you playing the same stuff over and over?
Let's get to the good parts, Ramona.
Lee Greer's evil twin says Jesus was a carpenter, and so must our Lorne the Saviour be.
Then we'll go
I don't remember that.
Hold on a second. Say again?
I don't remember that phone call.
So you're saying that one didn't happen?
I don't believe it did. That's what.
This is so crazy. Like, he thinks that people can doctor this so much. And on top of that, he thinks that, a legal team that have got him dead to rights, have just months of chat log, have him admitting to that it is his chat log. It is a slam dunk that he thinks, and they've already got all these phone calls. He thinks they had to doctor some phone calls just to, make sure they could get him.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because he tried to sue them for $80 million for all of this shit. But I just imagine, like, my girlfriend telling me tomorrow, you're up all night streaming on that Cornville's channel. Like, I don't think I was. No, that's the third time you've done that. No, there was only one. And then she's going to show me timestamps. And I'm going to sit and listen to it. And I'm just going to sit there and say, probably at this point in this stream, why are we stuck on this point? Are we going to listen to any more of it? Can you, stop skipping these parts, get to these better parts?
Yeah.
And then when it's all done, I'm just going to look at her and say, I don't remember doing that.
Got to get that fucking Cornville freeway out of our lives.
yeah. Get that fucking YouTube and the internet.
And g'day, Anna Rourke. Anna Rourke, sorry, don't worry about being late. There's still a fair bit to go.
Seems a little too weird.
What do you mean? You're saying that this isn't your voice?
I'm saying it's my voice, but it's manufactured.
God.
I didn't make
In what way?
Everywhere. I didn't make that phone call.
Oh my God, he said it. He literally did say it.
Quite possible. They talked to her
like
2 or 3 times.
When Chris Hansen says, did they take advantage of you? In what way?
In every way.
And he just played that card again. And I do want to say, who was it, Anna Rourke that said laid against it? Of course. Which means I don't believe she was Christmas shopping, or he, whoever it is. Of course. With the fucking doctor.
Yeah, she was all phone fucking the doctor.
I was skipping around because there's more footage. I was skipping around. Are you really denying the call?
I don't remember that one.
Okay. Be home.
Can we?
Right.
I'm gonna work on that. Getting the CD player working because I get all the calls.
So
I get all the DVDs.
So can. So here's my thing though.
Okay.
Because you told me that you never wanted to go, and
I knew I didn't want to go.
But you just were talking about how excited you were to go.
I know. I don't understand. Explain.
Lauren, I mean...
What can I say, Ramona? I went to the house. I'm reliving something constantly.
He's just so frustrated.
He just fucking lost it. All right, you know what?
With the tiniest bit of scrutiny, he's like, oh, fuck.
From 10 years ago.
Doing this on the date night, face to face, with the DVDs at his house, the walk-in closet and master bedroom, and then finally, 3 minutes in. Oh, in fact, right here, Lorne. Gosh, where did it go? I lost it on the thing. Somebody made a comment. He was gonna show her these, even though he can't get through a few minutes of the call.
Yeah, that's it. But they were gonna go and have some mashed potato and ham cubes, some Bud Lights,
bologna,
and then listen to these by candlelight because he's probably got no fucking power.
She'd understand completely after, but it's so crazy because it's like he doesn't realize that every catfish that comes into his life has the full picture.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to, I don't remember this. Dude, Lauren, Ramona's not real. She's fucking with you, and she's heard everything and seen everything. All of these people have.
Yeah.
So you're fighting an even more unwinnable battle, but he's just gonna keep fucking trying.
It's crazy.
I'm not gonna keep reliving it.
Okay, Lauren, I have to figure out a way to defend this. And you're making it difficult for me because you're not telling me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
There's
For a long time I was just playing and I wasn't going to go. Even right up to that night, I was not going to go. I was supposed to go out with a friend for my birthday down to the karaoke.
Okay, but
I did not plan on going there. In the last minute, I decided to go.
Okay, but Lauren, you said you were going to play the calls, and now, and so you went to play the calls, and somehow you forgot to use how to use a CD player. Then
I didn't forget that. No, listen to me. I didn't forget how to use CD player. It's Uncle Rich's CD player. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh, firstly, g'day, Chloe Dubois. And is that right? You're going to Bowling Green for the holidays? That would be great for you to video everywhere where Lorne could have turned around. And g'day, RW2996.
I've never played a CD in it before. His cassette player doesn't work. On the radio works.
I mean, oddly enough, all CD players usually work the same.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I can't get that thing to work, and I don't know what it's doing.
Hold on a second.
But it's going right to the thing, but it's not. The volume's not coming out of it.
Hold on a second. It's buffered a little bit more.
I'm glad you're coming.
Are you anxious to touch my penis?
Oh, good fucking
yes.
I
can't stay alone since they're in the living room watching TV.
Yeah, I know. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Are you anxious?
yes.
I can't believe this fucking call.
I'm glad you're coming.
Are you anxious to touch my penis?
Oh, God.
She should just have that on a loop for him.
You expect me to ask you that over the phone, did you?
I didn't think I had heard that.
I don't want to listen to any more of them.
Okay, now you don't want to listen to him. Would you rather me listen to him with you or with Barry? Because I don't want him to come.
I would rather you listen to him with me in person.
So we can hold each other.
I don't want to listen to these in person because I don't want to associate your face with these calls. It's better for me if I listen to him over the phone with you, not in person, and I don't have to see your face and hear you talk like this.
Ten years ago is not me today.
Lorne, but the thing is that this is something, Lorne, this is
something I did 10 years ago.
Okay, but Lorne, I get that this was 10 years ago, but it's kind of hard for me. Okay, Lorne, you have to understand something. You have always told me that you didn't want to go to that house. You have always...
And I still stand by that because I did not want to go there.
Okay, you've always told me that you didn't want to go. You have always told me that you were not going to have sex with her. You even told me one time, a long time ago, that you went because she was home by herself and you were worried about her and you wanted to make sure she was safe.
That was the reasons that I went, too.
You went to make sure she was safe, but before you went...
Then I was all freaked out. I know what I did. I don't need to keep reliving it.
Okay, but Lorne, you might not want to relive it, but I've brought you into my world, and now I'm living it.
And you brought
what?
Barry into your world, too. He can't shut up. He's constantly... He's constantly doing everything to put me down.
What does Barry have to do with this?
You and I agreed a long time ago that we would listen to these things in person when you were here.
Lauren, I did not know that they existed. I did not know that you had phone conversations with her.
A long time ago, I told you I had CD, DVD.
You said you had... You know what? You said you had CDs. You said you had CDs. I thought that you had CDs of your interrogation. I had no clue. I could not have fathomed in a million years that there were phone conversations between you and her.
I probably intentionally blocked the phone conversations.
Hey, I gotta go.
Thought all about them.
I'll take and start going up to get you.
Probably intentionally did that.
Okay. So you intentionally did that.
Well, see, I'll stick right around.
Now it's brought back up into your memory, and you don't think I have a right to hear them?
Because
I think you have a right to hear them. But whether we would have been in person,
it'll take me about an hour before I can leave here. But about an hour after you call me, I'll take and start going up to get you.
Okay.
Okay.
Where are we going again?
Huh?
Where are we going again?
Down here to my house. To Nashville.
Sorry. I'm just so excited to get to see you.
I'm excited to see you.
And I did what I did, and I can't take it back. Much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. Did what I did. I paid my price for it. I continuously paying my price for it. It was church God bullshit.
Well, the problem is...
I will not go back on YouTube again.
Well, the problem is, it doesn't...
And that's the thing he says all the time, like, you know, the fucking Church of God and that. But if he abided by his probation and didn't go on the internet, and if he didn't engage with these catfish, like, A, the Church of God, as he puts it, wouldn't exist, and B, he wouldn't fucking know about it. Like, so if he just did what he was meant to do, it wouldn't be an issue for him.
It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. The problem is that I'm now paying for these things that you did. Because I can't See, I can't convince. Because, Lauren, you never once told me that there were phone calls. You never told me that there were phone calls.
I told you, I probably intentionally blocked them out. I didn't want to remember it. I didn't want to remember anything about it. I wish I could block the whole fucking thing out. But obviously, I can't do that.
But Lauren, so you wish you could block it out, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing. You tell me all these things about how you're innocent because you didn't want to go. You're innocent because you didn't plan on having sex. You're innocent because you didn't mean to do anything. But then I hear phone calls completely contradicting that. And I mean, yeah, you can say that you blocked them out. And honestly, if I was talking to Barry and you said that, I would say well, Lauren blocked it out. But I'm not talking to Barry. I'm talking to you.
Are you in the shower yet?
I mean, I don't buy that for fun.
What's that, mate?
Oh, sorry. Something happened there with my mic. I'm just testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but all good. No dramas.
Okay.
You didn't forget.
You're welcome. You there?
Deep inside, I didn't forget.
What?
I said, deep inside, I probably didn't forget. Evidently, I was really trying to.
But so it's another lie. And
it's not a lie. I didn't tell you because I intentionally probably was trying to not remember.
how do you expect me to handle this? I don't even know what to say.
Simona, I don't know what to tell you. I am trying to be completely honest with you.
He doesn't know either.
No. He's got.
I don't know what to
he's
say.
got it. Because the only honest thing, and the only thing that makes sense is for him to say, you know, I did this. I wanted to do it, but he won't say that. So it's just like, I'll just keep trying to deflect and coming up with bullshit.
But what's crazy is he'd rather be doing this than just sat alone in his trailer with no, you know. At least this is something for him to latch onto and something for his ego to grab. Because the thing is it's totally gone past him that there are certain mistakes that you make in life that you, Lorne, you no longer get to dictate. You can have your preferences. I would prefer if we could do this in person, but if he truly loved her, he would sit here and just humbly go through it and do what she needed to do, right? To be, you don't get to call the shots. It's not when you try to rape a child, Lorne. You don't get to sit here and play. You don't get to go, huh? What kind of panties and bra? Have that energy to now get to do this. You don't get to do both, bud. You have to pick, and you picked. And he always, this was 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago, you made your choice.
That's it. Like, and I mean, there is no point of time where, you know, you can ever get to forget about this or move on from it. It's just, there's some things in life that you can't move on from. But 10 years is absolutely not enough. Like, to put it into context, the kid that you were trying to rape would be 23 now. So that is not, you know, you don't get to go on. You know, fuck you.
Right.
And g'day, someone came in, and now I forgot who they are. DNA, g'day DNA.
They were phone calls. I probably intentionally blocked them out. I probably didn't tell you because I was probably trying to block them out myself. I didn't want to remember them because they grossed me out. I haven't even listened to the CD.
Well,
and I know what the CDs are.
I'm sure that you know what to say to Barry.
Absolutely.
I didn't even listen to the CDs.
Absolutely.
I probably blocked them out. I probably didn't tell you. I don't want to. Stuff I don't want to remember about.
Yep. And also, how can he be so sure that there was only 2 phone calls if, like he said, if he hasn't listened to the CD?
Because it's named right on. Right on. They were.
I don't care. Give me one anyway.
The DVDs I did watch.
We just go
those are edited. Because I know what's missing from it.
Lorne. I mean.
Okay.
I don't
help me out.
Like, I finished my cigarette in my cup.
There is nothing to help out. I can't defend what I did wrong.
Exactly.
Lauren, I'm trying
The first true thing he said in however long.
to make something of this. Okay.
I don't want you to lie for me. What I did was wrong. I did that stuff. It was 10 years
Why
ago.
did you try to get
It was a
$80 million on a lawsuit, you fucking moron?
Exactly.
completely different person. The very messed up person.
Lauren, how did I meet you?
You texted me.
How did I know that you existed?
That, Cornville, that is the best way to meet people. Just fucking plug in a number.
That's it.
And let it rip. And just see what happens.
And whoever answers...
You might find love.
That's it. That's it. Just send out a... it's kind of Lorne's way of meeting kids on Yahoo. Just write to everyone you see, and whatever write back, you know, you're now in love.
In an adult chat room.
In an adult chat room.
Either Church card or from the registered sex offender list.
Okay, so I met you from the register.
Alison Kay says, I just pray he didn't have any prior victims. Unfortunately, he does. There's at least one that we know of. And while they didn't meet or do anything physical for what we know, but there is, I mean, he even talked about it with Kayla. It was we think about, like, maybe he was 15, but yeah, that he, you know, exposed himself to and did all the same kind of shit he did with Kayla. So, yep, full piece of shit.
Sex offender profile. And I messaged you. Okay? That alone should have told you that I knew that something had happened that was of a sexual nature and that was illegal. So now the fact that you decided that you were going to lie to me and make me look like an idiot. I look like a complete idiot tonight on the phone with my therapist and with my brother. I looked like a complete idiot. Because
he mentioned the phone calls to you before.
He mentioned it before, and I thought it was just one phone call. And then I didn't know.
Because I had already told you there was only 2 or 3. I knew there wasn't 6. I know damn well there wasn't 6.
And, okay, it doesn't matter if...
He just listened to a compilation of the 6, and he still doesn't believe there were 6.
There was only
it's
one.
It's all manufactured.
Yeah. G'day, Mr. C.
The fact of the matter is that I hear you talking about your penis with what sounds like a really young child.
10 years ago. I did that 10 years ago.
But I'm trying to make...
I'm not hiding anything from you. I didn't lie to you because I intentionally blocked it out myself. I didn't lie to you about it. I didn't want to remember shit. I can't help but remember shit when people bring it up.
Warren, but the problem is, and I've told you this before, and, you know, again, if Barry was on, I would never say this to you. I would never let him hear me say anything like this to you. But it's just you and me, and I want to say this to you. There are certain things that I've told you. There are certain things that you can do and certain types of crimes that you can commit that are kind of irredeemable. And crimes against children and sex crimes are 2 of the main ones. And so you're saying that it's 10 years ago, but it's the kind of thing, I mean, if you robbed a bank 10 years ago, right? If you robbed a bank, no one would care. Because, I mean, what'd you do? You committed you served, let's say, 5 years. You committed a federal type crime. I mean, you know, assuming it wasn't like armed robbery or anything. Or, you know, I mean, if you stole a pair of shorts from Walmart or something, again, no one would care 10 years later. Even if you stole a car. Even if you dealt drugs. Even if there's all sorts of things that you can do committing crimes. There's all sorts of felonies that you can commit in, let's say, 2017, and then in 2027, no one's going to give a shit. They're just not. But a crime against a child is not one of those things.
Exactly.
And you're giving me something really hard to grapple with.
What do you want me to say? Did wrong with what I did. I can't. There's nothing that I can say more about it.
Well, I mean, the first thing you can do is stop trying to say that the calls were manufactured. That's probably the first thing.
I know there weren't 6 of them.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but you heard.
And I mean, that's it. He can't even own up to that. Like, it shows how far away he is from actually owning up to what he has done and what he needs to do to improve as a person, and more importantly, be safe to the community. I mean, what at the end of the day, what is the difference? Whether there was 2 phone calls or 6 phone calls, the number doesn't matter. I mean, and she's just played the phone calls. So, like, it makes absolutely no difference, and he can't even admit to that. Like, that's what's crazy to me. I mean, it's not like if he could somehow prove there was only 2 phone calls, Ramona and everyone else is going to be like, oh, well, I didn't realise that, Lorne.
Right.
What the fuck are we even talking about? Barry, you asshole, why the fuck are you getting up him? You only had 2 phone calls. Like, it makes no difference.
Exactly. See, I thought you were going with, I thought the word you were going to use there was, and it was perfectly said. I thought you were going to go, goes to show how far he is from reality, which makes
that's true as well.
Andrew Burkett, and he's like, I've never seen somebody that's, so far from reality, and he's said I should get counseling, get off the internet. I don't want to go on YouTube. Same guy. I'm talking about the same person. Has a YouTube channel.
Yep.
Is back on the internet, and he has a show called The Lorne Reality Show. # Hello everyone.
Yeah. And that is, and I completely agree with Andy when he says stuff like, I have pubes where I don't think he's real, because I'm the same. I have, you have times, I mean, obviously he's real, but then you just think this can't be real. Like, there's been times where you think this must be an act, but then you realise no one would put themselves through this if this was an act. But it's just, I mean, I still remember when I came across, the Ramona breakup call, and I legitimately thought this must be done now. Because I kind of I'd missed in real time the whole Ramona saga, and I just kind of started to find out who Lorne was and everything that goes on in Lornography, just before, it was either just before or just after, anyway, the kind of next lot of dump and stuff came through. But I was listening to the Ramona call for the first time they broke up. I'm like, and I was kind of like, that's kind of sad. I was really enjoying this, because you're thinking there is no chance this goes on. And then he has the call where he's wanting to get back together with her. I'm like, how could you want after all this? It's he's amazing in a really bad way.
What?
Yeah, that's perfectly said.
It doesn't matter if it was 6. I mean, it says 1 through 6. It doesn't matter if it was 6 or if that was just one long phone call that I just played. The fact of the matter is that it's not manufactured. Those are things you said. And I don't know how to.
I love that. Had to see him in person to know he was real.
Yeah, well, and that's right. I mean, that is still so amazing that you guys went there, and that's about the only way you could actually conceive that this person is real, is that you're actually standing there, looking at him. That must have been surreal.
And then they went and got food, and I remember the thumbnail on Burkett's channel is Lorne cried in court, and he's got the thumbnail's a picture of, I think he got a bowl of mac and cheese, and he's just, I just want to do my cooking show.
Yeah,
he's fascinating, and you said it perfectly a minute ago. He's amazing and not in a good way.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I'm really upset, Lorne.
You think I'm not?
What do you think I'm not? What do you want him to do, Ramona? Come on.
Yes, I met you after seeing your registered sex offender profile, but I didn't think that there were these things in your past.
Those things are all from that sting. That thing that I constantly try to forget, that I cannot forget.
Combat
People
mechanic
from the internet
comment.
don't let me.
Lorne, you're not.
I'm on probation because I go to see a therapist. Because I have this class that I go to. I cannot
All
forget.
this shit you got to do now, Lauren.
There are things that I try to block out, but I don't have to relive everything.
Lorne, you're not even on the internet anymore.
Like hell. I'm all over the internet.
I'm sure there's still videos and stuff like that from like parodies that people had made, but you are not on the internet. So whatever they're doing is not affecting you. You're not on the internet.
That's why I won't go on YouTube again. I will not do videos again. They want to hear from me? Oh, well, I don't care. They're not going to hear from me.
Okay, but what is that? That has nothing to do with this.
It is all based around that. People are obsessed with me because of that stupid show. Because I got caught up in that stupid mess. My head was fucked up. I did a fucked up thing. I don't care to go on YouTube again to relive any of it.
Just to do cooking shows.
I don't care how obsessed people are with me.
I want to play some more of the call.
He thought he was just about to get a breather here.
And guys, how's everyone feeling? There's about 45 minutes left of the call, just the call itself. So which will probably be a bit more with us chatting and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking either we finish up soon and do a fourth and final part against what I was saying that we'd get through it, or I'm happy to keep going. So, but you know, I know it's probably getting fairly late over there in America, so I'd be keen to hear if you know, how much more people have in them.
Do you have something lined up, Lorne, reality show or something we would end with if we did do a transition?
Yeah, I do. Okay. So I've got a Lorne reality show. So or we can keep going through. I'm happy to do what people want. So if people want to keep going through, then we'll scrap the Lorne. I nearly said the Lorne identity show, the Lorne reality show, and
You're
just
fucking
and just.
right, I am.
So maybe we'll just keep seeing and see how far we can go. Yeah, awesome.
Why are you rushing?
I think it was like 9:30. I looked at my clock and I up.
Of course,
just about everything.
I said, "Gee, don't lose me here. I don't want an hour."
Yes.
You want to see me doing?
Anna Rourke says, I want to hear your voice while I finish my cigarette.
My cigarette?
Do it tonight too. I think I'm quite sure I will. Huh?
What are you going to be picking me up in again?
I think the thing that disturbs me the most
What are you supposed to bring in the bag?
The lies that I have uncovered tonight have been
Change my mind.
Lies.
Well, Shin's not ready to let go of our voice, so we can't go then. And g'day, Embergo.
Where's mine?
One in the lies. I know I had told you about the phone calls before.
I'm here.
I told you that we were listening to them together.
Okay, where's my
come up, meet me. And I would bring the CDs and the DVDs so you could listen to the CDs and you could see the DVD. You could see everything that I had. There were no lies.
I gotta take
I was
one
completely gobsmacked the other day when he said something about calls. And when he said that there were calls, I didn't know what I expected to hear. I didn't have anything in
Okay, just so
I didn't have anything in mind.
What time
But
do
when
you
I
think you're
heard
gonna get here?
what I heard tonight,
I'm gonna take a shower, and
I mean, Lorne,
then I'm gonna.
are you still going to try to tell me that you didn't want to go to the house after those calls?
I know I did not want to go to the house.
Are you still going to try and tell me that you didn't want to have sex?
I still try to understand why I even went.
Are you still going to try and tell me that you didn't want to have sex?
Maybe Lorne should consider, he's always talking about, I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe you should try to figure that out before you keep getting catfished and drunkenly scream at imaginary girlfriends. Just a thought. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
He's not going to take my advice, but...
No, he's not big on taking people's advice.
Let me play some more. Hang on.
Why? How many more with those? I'm not going to keep reliving this shit.
Taking one yet?
No, not yet. I wanted to find out what time you were gonna be here.
And then I have to go to Walmart really quick to get them things so I don't get you pregnant.
Interesting.
The ones that you're not going to be wearing.
So he didn't want to go there, but why would he need something to stop her getting pregnant? I don't know. I'm very confused. None of this makes sense.
I'm having a hard time understanding this myself.
And what are you supposed to bring in the bag?
What do you mean?
What are you supposed to bring in your bag?
Overnight clothes?
Yeah. And?
And... Tell me. Remind me.
Your extra pair of panties.
My white panties, right?
Yeah, the ones that you're not going to be wearing.
I thought you wanted me to wear those.
Hilarious, Lorne. He's a a real comic.
I did, but then I changed my mind.
I did, but then I changed my mind.
Okay.
Extra panties.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
Why? You need a pair, Lorne?
Yeah. Maybe he's just after some cheap clothes.
Hey, could you bring me a pair?
She rocks up with she's like, no, not these ones that would fit me.
Yeah.
Stupid girl. Becca Oakes just said, what if he meant to go there? I know. Look, I didn't think he was, but it's starting to become hard to deny, Becca. I hate to say. I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but the evidence is really stacking up.
Becca, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
I didn't need somebody to... Because, fuck. Now I've got to consider it from this whole other angle.
That's it,
I don't believe he meant to go there, because at one point I'm sure everyone's heard he said I never meant to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Becca might be onto something. She might be.
Yeah. And Burgo says Lorne being into wearing panties wouldn't be the weirdest thing about him. Absolutely. It'd be a step up.
That is funny.
I don't want to hear any more of them.
So, you weren't going to have sex, Lorne?
You keep hounding me about it.
Keep hounding me about it.
Lorne, just admit it to me, and I'll consider breaking off the break.
Yeah, just tell the truth, dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Admit what to you? That I was fucked up? I've already admitted to you that.
Fucked up? So what is it, Lorne? You were fucked
Well, just
up,
admit that you were going to have sex.
Staging the whole thing. It can't be both.
That's it.
This guy tries to live in both lanes.
Yep.
You fucking idiot. It was all a show. All you know-it-alls. They bumped the camera right into my nose. It was a show. It was a staged show. They got paid it. But also, you went to NBC or you went to Walmart to get them things so you don't get it. Which is it?
Yep.
Which is it?
Absolutely. Like he's, and like they changed anything, the fact that it was a show, it doesn't change what you were going to do.
It bothers me that I hear stuff like that and you say that you weren't going to.
The bothers me that I know I didn't want to go there.
Okay, but why were you going to get
I still
condoms
went
and
there.
have sex?
I'm going to keep dealing with this crap.
Lorne, you are not going to keep dealing with this crap. What am I supposed to say to my mother? Oh, God.
What am I wrong? There's nothing different that I can tell you. I did what I did. I said what I said. There's no way for me to defend any of that.
Yeah, but you keep saying what you're
NBC
not...
has me right by the balls.
Okay, but so it's NBC's fault?
It's my fault that I started talking to her. Not realizing how screwed up I was.
Okay, so...
What are you trying to get me to say, Ramona?
I don't know, Lorne, because I
I'm
didn't...
not going to tell you anything different than what I've already told you. I know I did not want to go there.
And you had no...
I don't understand to this day why I did.
And you have no intention of having sex?
Why do you keep trying to get me to say shit?
No, I'm just saying what you've said to me so many times. You have said to me many times that you had no intention of having
And
sex.
I still say I had no intention. I had no intention of going there. What I was doing was all talk. I had no intention of going there.
But
that's why I don't understand why at the last minute I went.
But buying condoms is not talk.
Hey?
Shins says here in the comments, the comment room, by its very nature, a sting is a staged show. So I think for those of us that have seen like the Halloween movies, right, with Michael Myers, it's like the internet and NBC is just what Michael Myers was to Jamie Lee Curtis character. That's what the internet is to Lorne. It's just this boogeyman. It's just he never even meant to do it. She didn't mean nobody's means to get killed, get stabbed, but Michael's just tenacious, and so is the fucking internet.
And I think he holds on to the fact that if the internet didn't exist or if he never went on the internet, he wouldn't have had a problem. But that's simply not true. Like the internet didn't give him an attraction to children. It still would have been there. He still would have done nothing to fight it, to work with it, to have strategies to not actually harm a child, and he would have just eventually done it with someone in person, or however other way, most likely probably tried to seek out a vulnerable mother so that he could have access to the child that way. Like, the internet has nothing to do with it. All the internet did was probably make it, because of how awkward and that he is, it probably just gave him access a little bit easier, but he would have done it anyway.
Yep.
I know that. But I did not intend on going there until the last minute I wound up going. To this day, I don't understand why I did. That's what bothers me.
Maybe
I can't defend something that I did wrong. Well, not maybe I really wanted to.
Just Hugo Bin. They should have brought out a cupcake with candle in during the interrogation and sung him happy birthday.
No, I was saying
I don't understand.
Yeah. Have you heard of a band called the Beatles, Lord?
Lorne, we both know the truth. You were going to have sex. You wanted to have sex with her.
Interrogation. He says, "You be copacetic with us, we'll be copacetic with you. Mr. Armstrong, we've got to talk. We're going to get through this." And finally he just sighs and goes, "Mr. Armstrong, have you heard of a band called the Beatles?" And then the 5 people come walking in, turn off the lights, turn on a candle, and...
Yep.
Yeah, I heard of the Beatles.
13, Blarney 5 says 13 candles.
I mean, that's the truth.
Supposed to be. You got 12, but it's supposed to be 13.
I'm going to say that's the truth because I don't know if that's what would have happened or not. I'm glad it did not happen. I'm so fucking happy that NBC was there. After 9 months that I've been talking to you.
Yeah. And so...
Another lie?
Well, that's right. I mean, of course he's not happy about that. But even in saying that, he's happy that NBC were there. So basically he's saying he's happy they were there so that he couldn't rape her. That's essentially what he's saying. Right. in the same breath that he's saying he wasn't going to go there and he wasn't attracted to her and he wasn't going to do anything.
Because ultimately he decided, you know what, she's home alone. I'm gonna go check on her well-being. Why are you happy that NBC's there?
That's it. But that's it. He's too dumb to realize how he contradicts himself within the same breath.
Drilled it in my head that it's a good thing that NBC was there. I'm not going to say it's a good thing that NBC was there, but it's a good thing that the authorities were there.
Well, you just said NBC, you fucking moron.
Well, maybe NBC being there made it so that another child didn't get raped because they didn't want anything to happen like that to them.
That is probably a good thing. Bad thing is, I never intended on even talking to a 13-year-old. Why I went in an adult chat room.
Lorne,
That's what the bad thing is.
I never intended to mean to try to maybe possibly an intent. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
I know.
Lorne doesn't know.
I know what you're saying.
I never even meant to do it.
Yeah. But that's what he's saying. He's glad they were there to stop him, basically. But then he never meant to talk to a 13-year-old, and it's just not true. Like you can't do it for a month and not actually want to be doing it. And yes, Embergo, that would be great if you would send me a drawing of Lorne sadly staring at a cupcake during his interrogation. I've just whacked my my email address in the chat. Thank you.
I know that you listen to me. I know that you look. Think about all the things that I know about you. Let me just reason with you, okay? It's 9 months, as you said, right? Lorne?
Yeah.
It's been 9 months.
Stay with us, Lorne.
And in that 9 months, look at everything I have learned about you. And I'm still here. But look at everything I've learned about you. I've learned that there was some kind of theft from some old people. I've learned that you get drunk and are abusive. I mean, I've learned that you, well, in the call, I learned that you cursed out a boss. I mean, look at all of the bad stuff that I have learned about you, and I'm still here. And I want you, I really do, Lorne. I really do. I just want you to be honest with me. Because here's the thing.
You are the first person that I have ever been completely honest with.
Lorne, calm down. Listen. Lorne.
Okay, I have never told anybody everything that was in my head.
Lorne.
I am not lying to you.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I was just stepping away to grab a drink quick, and then I had to pivot and come back because you are the only one I've ever been honest with. Dude, of all of the things this guy says, I'm putting this right up there with hi, honey.
Yeah.
Some of the stupidest shit that ever comes out of his mouth. Like, Lorne, you haven't been honest.
No, he's
At
never
all.
honest.
About what I'm telling you.
Lorne, I do think that somewhere in your mind that you, I want to say that in your mind, I think that you were so devastated by how your siblings had treated you. And you were so upset. And you were looking for love, and a part of love is sex. And I do think that you had found it. I mean, it was, sadly, it was fake, but I do think that you found it. And, I mean, I'm not mad. Lorne, I will not leave you for telling me that you wanted to have sex with her. I believe that that's what happened, that you wanted that. I will not leave you for that. I just want you to be honest with me, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Lorne, please stop.
I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you something I've never told anybody that I wonder in my head. It makes me wonder.
Here we go.
What makes you wonder?
If I thought that having sex was something keep somebody around so that I didn't lose love.
Wait, Lorne, are you crying?
Yes, hang on.
Okay, because I didn't hear any of what you just said.
Nah, poor Lorne. Sure sad.
I wonder if what I did, all the sexual stuff that I said, was a way for me to make sure I didn't lose somebody that I wanted to love me. That was showing me that they cared about me. Because of everything that I had been through and felt like nobody cared. That's something that I've never told anyone.
You know,
Yep.
Cornville. You know what she's done here is, it's like the reverse psychology, right? It's like when, you know, somebody's on trial for murder and they're getting interrogated, and so they'll throw out, like, you know, they're giving them a story that, you know, I saw it with like Chris Watts and like Jodi Arias, those cases where they say, I don't think you meant to do this. I think you were forced to do it. And then the person's like, oh, fuck, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, you're right. It was self-defense. You know, that type of shit. And that's exactly what, then he's delivered something like, I'm going to tell you something that I've never told anybody.
Yeah.
I thought I had to have sex with her just to, and then it's, are you crying? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. He's taking it. He's taking the bait.
And it's just, g'day JC Dean. Thanks for being here. Well, like, it's just such bullshit, this whole, and he says it a few times around, you know, the only reason I you know, talk sex with her was to keep her around. Like, that is such bullshit. You said it so early and repeatedly, even when she said, I don't want to talk about that anymore. So if you were concerned, if that was the concern, is that, hey, this person really cares for me, I need to keep them, especially when that person is saying, can we talk about something else, you would have backed right the fuck off. You would have been like, oh shit, she's not enjoying this sexual talk. I don't want to lose her. So it's just such a stupid lie.
Yeah, that's why it's so great when Chris Hansen goes, you're one of those weirdos, because he tells her, you know, I'm very glad you found me, and we can, you know, what does he tell her? Like, don't talk to anybody else. I'm so glad you found me so I can protect you. But what is he saying? He knows that other guys are online doing the same thing that he's trying to do, and he's just trying to make sure he, you know, doesn't lose his spot in line. Like, okay, no, only talk to me now.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
Yep, don't give anybody your address. Don't give anybody. Do you want to see my dick?
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's and it's just so. I mean, it's so dumb. It's insulting that he tries to push this shit because she didn't bring up sex. So if he thought, oh look, I don't want to do this, but I've got to keep her around, to even be remotely, she would have had to have brought it up, which she didn't. I mean, even then, that's no excuse because you're the adult. But she didn't want any of that talk. It was you that wanted it.
Yeah, it passes around in my mind.
And you know that, like, by having... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's confusing. That's the reason why I get so confused about things.
Lauren, I mean, could it be... And, you know, and I agree with what you just said. And, I mean, don't feel like I'm, like, going to be mad because you liked other girls before you met me, because that's, like, not at all me. And you know me, I'm not a jealous person or anything like that. And, you know, and I had guys that I liked and whatever. But could it be that at that time in your life you did find what you wanted? You found the love that you wanted. You found the person that you wanted. It's just unfortunate that she happened to be, you know, underage.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't find what I wanted. All I found was somebody that was paying attention to me and listening to me, showing me that they cared about.
And so
That's what I found, and I got lost in it.
And so, like, you know, no, I understand. And so, like, you knew that basically like having sex with her.
I lost all thought of it being underage. I knew it. I lost all thought of it, and I still knew it. That's why I'm get confused about what happened, because I knew she was underage. I still got completely lost.
But like you knew that, like, you know, if you had sex with her, that she would never leave you, and so like it was.
That's part of the stuff that was going on through my mind at the time. And at the same time, I still knew I didn't want to have sex with her, and I didn't, and I knew I didn't want to go there, and I never was supposed to go there until the very last minute when I went there, and I talked to her right before I went there, and told me to give her that big hug and kiss. And that, oh God.
Lorne, the reason, you know, and don't be mad at me, okay? The reason why, are you crying? Oh, what's going on?
That was the last time I saw it, but.
Oh. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Well, I was just going to say, like, that the reason why I think that... Are you okay?
Yes. I had for 9 years.
Well, no, I was just going to say that... Oh, go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just, bud.
I'm really glad that you told me that
See you, Shins. Thanks for being here, mate. Catch you around.
he was put with good people, though. Damn it, TJ.
See a comment there in the comment room from...
I mean...
It looks like from Jack Rumsey. Lorenzo Dawson is the best. Much appreciated. I am tooting my own horn. I'm going to give myself some credit here, although I will say I unintentionally traveled to this chat. I don't even know how I fucking got in. But here I am.
You are.
I'm not mad.
And Crago just said it says there's 87 people watching the stream. Well, that'd be 86 now that Shin's left. So if one more person joins, no one can leave, so that we can maintain 87.
Not you anything. I mean, I just think that, you know, you just got caught up. I mean, the reason I think that you wanted to have sex is because you found someone who
she proposes that
met your emotional needs.
Maybe that's what he was saying when the camera crew came out. Oh God! He was saying, I got caught up.
Yeah.
And you know, you wanted to have sex with them. I'm not mad at that.
I'm mad at myself doing what I did. I knew I didn't want to go there, and I don't understand the whole thing. I don't know if I'll ever understand the whole thing. There's nothing that I can do about it. I did what I did. I can't take it back, and I wish to Christ I could, but I can't.
And I think, you know, and I know that you wish that you could take it back and everything. But I think, to me, like, I mean, I think that it was just that you had you know, you had this hole inside of you, right? And this whole, like, emotions and love and all that stuff. And then you met this person, their age notwithstanding, and that hole was filled. And I mean, that's why I think that, you know, you wanted to have sex. And I mean, I'm not hounding you about that. I just don't want you to tell yourself that you didn't, only because it hurts you more. I think it hurts you more when you hide this from yourself and when you deny this from yourself and when you lie to yourself. I think you hurt more when you do that.
Yeah, but I'm not lying to myself.
Listen, Lorne.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is I'm not lying to you and I'm not lying to myself. I know I didn't want to go there. I don't understand why I did. Even when I went, I knew I didn't want to be there. I knew I didn't want to have sex with her.
You can't fake that giddy-ass laugh and those bounding up the steps, Lorne. You couldn't have been happier to be there.
Hey, girl.
My thoughts were all confused that it was possible that I would.
Lorne, hold on a second. I gotta put my headphones in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
I don't know. I have a hard
Okay,
time.
can you hear me?
Like, you know, Lauren's an idiot, but I feel like there's times where I'm like, give the guy some slack, you know, because we've all been there where you're just having sex with people just to keep them happy, keep them around, sending them. It behooves him to do those things, and he's just doing what he thinks is best. What's the problem?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, my headset needs to be charged.
I've never lied to you about anything.
Bullshit. You've been doing it the last 2 hours.
Constant lying.
Phone calls to you before a long time ago. Where I would bring the CDs, the DVDs, when they come up when we met.
Why does he differentiate the CDs, the DVDs? You got a file for each one? He refers to these CDs, the DVD.
Yeah.
Now he's just crying because Barry's not on the phone.
That's right. So now he can be a little bitch that he is.
Laid up from the prosecutor. I never lied to you about anything, about the way that I felt, about my confusion, about not wanting to go there. I've never lied to you about any of it. I was just so confused at the time and so messed up. So much worse to God that I can take that back. I can't. I did it. I can't take it back. All I can do is try to understand why I didn't. It's still hard for me to understand. I still don't understand. Part of the reason why I'm in therapy.
Why?
I don't understand how I spent my whole life protecting kids, and all of a sudden I wanted to wind up doing that.
But I think, and I mean, listen, I think
he spent his whole life protecting kids in adult chat rooms.
That's right. Yeah, just making sure they're all good.
Admitting it, and more. I mean, Lauren, stop blocking it out. You're putting up a barrier, okay?
Admitting what? That I wanted to have sex with her?
Listen.
She said you're putting up a barrier. I thought he was going to say, don't fucking mention
barrier. Yeah, don't bring that cock fuck up again.
Barrier. Because here's the thing. When you do that, you set yourself back and you hurt yourself.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And so you are traumatizing yourself every single time. Not because this thing happened and you have to live with it for the rest of your life. But because when you block things out and then you hear it again, it re-traumatizes you. Just like when I hurt my ACL and I ignored it, and then I did something, I moved a little too much, or I like when I went to Niagara Falls and I did a little bit too much, and at night I would be in pain. I made life harder for myself because every single time I did too much, I re-injured myself, or it was like getting injured again. And so I think that that's what you do with a lot of things. You block things out to the point where it's quite believable that you forget and that you tell yourself certain things. And then when you're faced with it, you get re-traumatized. As opposed to being faced with it and being able to say, yeah, I know, I did X, Y, and Z, and, I'm a different person now. You get re-traumatized every single time.
It bothers me that I did it.
Hey, Cord, bless you.
I think more so what bothers you is that you can't be, I don't know how to say it, like it bothers you because you, I'm trying to think how to word it, like, it bothers you because you can't make sense of it, because it sounds, you think it would sound
me.
Hmm?
It's not me. That's what bothers me. I can't make sense out of it because it bothers me because I know that's not the person that I am. Was because I was so weak-minded that someone else was able to take over my thoughts of what I was doing. That was the only sense that I could make out of any of it. That's what I went with.
What has he changed? Like what? Okay, you were so weak-minded at the time. Okay, so what have you changed?
Mm-hmm.
Like again, there's obviously I'm rhetorically asking the question, but again, if you're imagining that he's trying to have this conversation with somebody that he's in love with, he would be able to accept it, own it, explain what he's doing different, how he's, it's just. But here we are, hours into this call, and it's just like he's just now getting to, I was so weak-minded at the time. Okay, so who's to say it's not going to happen again in a month?
Absolutely.
And in fact, it does, because he was getting these catfish calls in like 2017, and we know they continued.
Absolutely.
So when does the weak mind ever get stronger, Lorne?
Exactly right. Exactly.
I wanted more, so I tried to find more psychology books.
What I want you to do is I want you to come to a place. Let's proverbially hold hands because we're over the phone, and let's walk to a place where you and me, but you can be comfortable in saying, I did this. I had bad intentions. I was a different person. I am a different person. And I was a different person back then. And I think if you can arrive at that, it's tough. It is tough. Because when you are on a show like Dateline and you get caught in that moment that you get caught and you realize everything is going to come crashing down.
You know what's really weird about that moment?
What?
Like, that's when I woke up. I realized, how the hell did I get here?
So when the consequences came through his actions, that's when he woke up. Just, just... well, yeah, like, of course.
It's a rock bottom.
He's backed into a corner.
Yeah.
And you have to hit a rock bottom. But the thing is that for you, like, I want you to be able to admit, hey, look, you know what? When you're talking to Emma, when you're talking to your probation officer, even your therapist, even your mom, you can tell them whatever the hell you want. But, you know, when you're talking to me, I want you to be able to be honest and not, and being honest is not saying what's at the top of your head. It's saying those things that you have completely blocked out. Because I think that you are re-traumatizing yourself every day. And I think the key to freedom is to search inside yourself and to, even if it's just to me.
I see him being honest with my therapist too, and with the class. Being as honest with them as I am with you.
No,
which is not honest
It's
at all.
obvious that I had bad intentions when I went there.
How can you have bad intentions when you go somewhere you didn't mean to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
He can't even get his story straight. Like, this has to be the most, like, and I don't know, you know, I don't make light of, like, mental retardations, I guess, you know, like, I don't know, but I don't know what, I've never come across anybody else like Lorne, and I don't think any one of us have. That's kind of why we were all so fascinated with him. How can he be so, like, there but not? He can't even get his story straight. Like, it just, he's so remarkably fascinating for the most simple, mind-blowing way. I don't.
Absolutely, he's hard to understand.
I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go there.
I think that
I don't understand any of what I did. I don't understand how I got to that point.
Hugo Bin suggested Lorne needs to get stoned and play video games.
With Michael Abrano.
I understand how I got to the point where I went there.
I think that I think that people who are vulnerable.
G'day, father, son.
And who are predisposed to how do I say, people who are vulnerable and who are predisposed to do certain things, when the stars align in a certain way, they can be made to do anything. When you look at, well, I know you don't watch crime shows, or I don't think you watch crime shows, but when you look at crime shows and you see all these stories of doctors and I guess in some cases maybe lawyers and actors and
Night, Winnie's boyfriend / husband. Thanks for being here. I know it's pretty late, and you probably shouldn't tell your boss to go fuck himself. So
actresses.
What he needs to do is just quit his job.
Yeah, things will be so much better if you quit your job.
People who are pillars of their community, who murdered people, or who did things that a lot of people would say are really horrible. The fact that they are a doctor doesn't make them, or a lawyer or whatever, doesn't make them any more or less likely to do those things. What you have is someone who most likely was a really good person. And because of the way that the Jenga blocks lined up, they found themselves doing something really bad. And
here's Ramona giving him this advice, and she's talking to him all sober, and you know, like, and what you need to do, Lorne, and let's not forget the fact that she could pull out her phone, and she's probably got 20 videos of Lorne naked in the shower, and she hasn't even sent him a picture of her fucking face.
Yep.
You see what I mean? So
yeah.
So I'm thinking of many cases where even judges, when you have a judge, I mean, someone who's a judge who ends up killing someone, they didn't say, hey, you know, I'm going to go through all these years of schooling to become a judge, and I'm going to go through all the elections and everything I have to do to sit on the bench, and then I'm going to throw it away by committing a capital crime. They don't say that. Most likely they're a good person, and the stars aligned in such a way that they ended up doing something really bad. And not because they didn't want to. I mean, they wanted to at that time. It's just the way that the circumstances lined up. Most likely they're a good person, and the stars aligned in such a way that they ended up doing something really bad. And not because they didn't want to. I mean, they wanted to at that time. It's just the way that the circumstances lined up.
Night, hey boo. Thanks for being here, Matt.
And so it would probably be easier for you to admit that you killed somebody than to admit that you wanted to have sex with this child. Now, obviously, killing somebody would serve a longer prison sentence, but I think what's been so hard for you is the fact that you have denied certain things and blocked out certain things so much now to the point that you're confused, you get re-traumatized, and you've ignored reality. You don't remember things because you've blocked it out, and you don't understand how you felt at the time. So you just kind of say, well, there were no feelings. I didn't want to do anything and whatnot. You see what I mean?
I see what you mean. I understand it, but that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Then I knew I didn't want to go there, and I don't understand how I got turned around. How I actually went there, and how I did all the things I did. Don't remember going there that night.
You don't remember going?
I remember on my way there.
But you probably.
I remember that it had been lightning in the distance. I thought it was about turning around because Bud was afraid of lightning, and I was hit him with the table, and we got to a point where I walked further than what I thought it was going to be, and
G'day, the last tanker. And he asked, do you reckon it must be difficult for Ramona to have spewed this much bullshit? It takes a lot to be nice to Lorne and humour his game of not being a terrible person. Absolutely. Look, I think Ramona has to do it a lot. I agree, there are times with Ramona where it's very frustrating how nice she is to him, but I think, at least for me, with context with her, like, we have to remember that she, like, apart from Emma, she was the first catfish. So at that time when they were planning what they were going to do, they didn't know how much Lorne would take. I mean, most people would think that we're going to have to butter him up a lot, because most sane people, you start playing their calls to them or you start giving them shit like this, he's just going to go, nah, fuck ya. So they didn't know how much he would take. And I think Ramona, she put in a lot of groundwork that probably made it easier for some further, ones down the road. But I think really it would be very hard to be nice to him, and the times when, Ember's had to do it quite a bit, as many characters, because whenever he kind of cracks wise or he starts to wait, they've got to really kind of reel him back in. And especially as Casey, Tiffany wasn't real nice to him as Debbie, but as Casey was, and so I'm sure it must be very, very hard to do it. So, you know, as always, hats off to them for doing this. Because if they didn't, as much as we hate hearing him happy or them being nice to him, this most likely would have been fairly short-lived. Because if they went right from the bat, if they just went out to him and go, you're a fucking dirty pedo and fuck you, cunt, and all this kind of stuff, he would have just gone, oh, go fuck yourself, and hung up, and that would have been it. We wouldn't all be here.
Yeah, very well said.
Only time for me to get to the next exit and somewhere in between, I almost went down into the meetings and get on.
I just had to address what Alison Kay said in the chat. She says, I'm a hairdresser for my day job, not sure if I'd ever be able to explain this community during casual conversation to someone, but I'm glad you all other weirdos get it. 100%. I don't, I don't share this with anyone in my actual life, which is another reason I'm very grateful for all you guys here, because you know, this is obviously something that's very rewarding. And this community, as I've said it so many times, I feel like a broken record, but I think we lose track sometimes because sometimes we get shitheads in here like Joran, and there's been others rather than Joran, but you forget how good 99.9% of this community are. They're just the best people I've come across, you know, supportive, friendly, just, you know, really insightful, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start to share this with, you know, friends and family. Like, because where do you start? Like, you know, I do...
It's hard.
Do streams and live in, you know, join other people's streams to talk about a pedophile. Like, okay, you weirdo.
It's hard. Yeah, a girl I was dating a few years ago, I remember, you know, in the earlier stages of our relationship, we were at her mom's house, and she goes, yeah, he likes this registered sex offender. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Let's get some context around this.
I'm like, yeah. And then I explained to Catch a Predator, and then I'm like, I'm not even going to bother trying to explain Lorne Armstrong. But everybody in this, Craig O made a comment earlier in the chat, you know, he's like, everybody in here's got a seat at my table. Like, it's weird. There is a camaraderie here it's really fun to kind of see. And this shit, as hard as it is to explain to somebody else, how could it? This is like some of the funniest stuff in my life that I've ever come across. It's like, how could you not find this funny? But you either get it or you don't.
Yeah,
and
it's one of those things you've got to have come across it yourself. Like, it's not the kind of thing you go, hey, check out this pedo in Maine called Lorne Armstrong. You know, type it in here and off you go. Like, people will be like, what? No, that's fucking weird. Like, you've got to have come down the rabbit hole. I think usually from TCAP, I think people are usually, you know, but you got to get there yourself, because it's not something, you know, you could just go, hey, check this out, funny stuff. Like, especially because it would also really depend on what calls and stuff you heard first. Like, if
you're right.
Like, if if the first thing you came across with the Kayla calls, you'd be like, get fucked. What the
fuck is this? Yeah, I'm checking out. But we all got here on our own. I think more than half of us wanted to turn around, but we didn't know what was in that median.
Yep.
And so here,
that's it. You know, we were on the Lornography Autobahn where you can't turn around.
I'm still trying to fucking figure it out.
Last Tanker asked you and me, have we ever had to humour an asshole in a similar way? If so, please tell us stories. I mean, I've never known anyone like Lorne like this, but I have had kind of roles where either with our clients or with other people at work, I've had, like, they're not assholes to the extent of Lorne are, but definitely had many times where I've had to humour people that I think are absolute wankers. So not too many particular stories to tell there, but it's something, like, you get used to it, but it's never fun having to humour dickheads, because the whole time you're just thinking, fuck you, but you got to make sure, like, you laugh at their stupid jokes and all that kind of shit. How about you, Lorenzo?
Same thing. I mean, it's you do it to an extent in your day-to-day life because you have to, and you know, it's just human nature. But I think it's like, I think of, you know, I used to play Madden on PlayStation a bunch. You know, really competitive, loved it. But the games that I would lose, oh man, it would piss me off. It would get under my skin. So I was introduced to Red Dead Redemption 2, and so I play that mostly now because I just can get on, and all I do is laugh nonstop. And it's the same kind of thing. That's what Lorne is for me. So I know I talk to people during the day. I'm like, nobody's gonna have as big of an ego as Lorne Armstrong, and I'll just get home tonight and probably have a call on or a stream on in the background when I'm going to sleep, and it'll be the biggest ego that I hear, and I just get a laugh at it. So it's kind of my way of, of kind of dealing with it. So.
Yep.
Back home, I didn't know what was in the medium. I went down in the bank. I didn't know what was down there, and I had a two-wheel drive truck, and I didn't want to get stuck. I was like, I'll just keep going to the next exit, and I'll turn around to the next exit and go back home. The next exit wound up being that exit that me any day.
Lauren, I want you.
Said, well, here, I'll go over.
Lauren, this is what I want you to do, and this is what we're going to do tonight.
I've never told anybody that.
I didn't hear you. Say again.
On my way there, it was lightning in the distance.
Oh, bullshit.
I was afraid of lightning. I always had to sit under the table whenever it lightning.
Wait, what about lightning?
It was lightning that night.
Yeah.
The distance was lightning. It was coming toward Nashville. But I was afraid of lightning. We always sit under the table. And I almost turned around because of that.
But you
I
did.
didn't want to getting to be too further than what I thought it was. And I was going to turn around the next exit. And it took a long time to get to the next exit. And in between, before I got to the next exit, I almost turned around in the median. Almost go down into the median, turned around, got back on the road, going back to Nashville. But I didn't know what was in the median because it was dark. I couldn't see. It went downhill, went back up again. I couldn't.
Whatever
I didn't know
could have been in the median.
there, if there was water.
Yeah.
Whatever could have been in that median was not as bad for Lorne Armstrong as Chris Hansen.
Absolutely not. Should have played.
Should have just taken the plunge.
Yep, absolutely.
I had two-wheel drive, so
this is what I was afraid of.
Kept going to the next exit, and the next exit wound up being the exit that she told me to take. So I decided I was that far, so I'd go.
Lauren, this is what I want you to do. Listen to me. Because we're going to do some exercises here, and I want you to set yourself free. And I'm talking to you as someone who, is from your personal life, but also someone who almost had a job doing this and helping people. How do I say it? I want you to... Well, first thing I want you to...
We've got 9 minutes of this call left, guys. We're gonna get there. We're going to do it. I'm proud of all of you.
I want you to realize that, okay, you are off the internet, so you're not, you've decided that you're going to stay off. So, any kind of, character card bullshit that people do, you're not going to see. And that's a good thing. But
Church card bullshit.
Fuck you, because I still hear about it.
No, but here's the thing, though. Every now and then you get some bullshit letter in the mail or something like that. I think that if that, and it seems like that is the only, that's the only source of this kind of stuff that you're going to hear, right? Because nobody in your family, none of your friends, nobody is going to hound you about this thing. And I think what would have been easier is that if in the beginning you had told me all of the things that I found out tonight and the things that I found out in stride, I think that would have been easier, because now at this point, maybe back then we wouldn't have needed to have a conversation like that.
It's like she's telling Lorne, maybe you should have learned how to drive before you got in the car, and he's probably just looking at her like, the fuck are you talking about?
So the fact that you didn't tell me that you blocked it out, and you need to not block it out. Here's the thing. Nobody in
That's the
your
reason why I drank.
You think the thing and everything is part of the reason you drank?
Being so confused. Wanting to
Being
get
so
away.
confused.
But that is just, it's not even a Band-Aid. I mean, it's turning your head the other way. It's seeing that a lion is chewing off your leg, and instead of fighting back, or instead of trying to, well, no, I don't want to use an example that involves animals like that. I'll say it's like, it's like if somebody gets gangrene, right? And let's say they have it on their pinky. And they say, well, you know, if I just ignore it, if I just look the other way, I'll be okay. And so they just turn their head and they don't look at their pinky. Even though it has gangrene, it has an infection, they can see it, they can stop it and be okay. They decide they're going to turn their head and just look the other way. It's going to spread. And it's not going to stop spreading. And either they're going to lose a limb or two or three or four, or they're going to die. And this is what's happening here. Now, you're not going to die, but you have turned your head and you're suffering for it. And you will suffer, I promise you, you will suffer every day of your life that you deny things and that you make a false reality every single night. Or every single day, rather, but at night, too.
Crickets from Lorne. Even though they catfished him, how frustrating to have put, you know, what this is like. They've been on the phone for hours and hours. She has actually put a lot of thought into what she has said and given very well thought out advice, and you just get nothing back. What a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, he's empty-headed.
Yeah.
Do you see how that's going to happen? What?
I can make the terms with what I did.
But here's the thing. You literally have two choices.
Literally?
I don't want to believe what I did. I know I did it. And that's
But here's the thing, though. You literally only have two choices. You need to come to terms with what you did and say, yes, I wanted to fuck the girl. I was fucked in the head. I wanted to fuck her. That's why I bought condoms. That's why I wanted to, you know, that's why I drove there. That's why I did all these things. You need to come to those terms, set yourself free, or you will suffer like you're doing right now.
the problem, no.
Lorne, listen. You will suffer every single day for the rest of your life.
That is my problem, though. I did not want to go there. That's what I have a problem with. I knew I didn't want to do that stuff. I understand why I did it. It's,
he was hoping one of the two options she gave him would be, Lorne, we got two options here. Either you accept this, or I'm just going to come out there and we're going to get fucking married. And when she said the second one is, what'd she say? You can either accept it or you be tortured by it. That's the problem, lol.
That's right.
I know I didn't want to go there. It's just like, oh my god, we're right back to square one.
I did what I did.
I think that the reason why is because you had found, and here's the thing, you don't have to understand it. I understand it. Your therapists understand it. Your counselors understand it. You don't need to understand it. You just need to, and I know it's hard, Lauren, it is fucking hard as hell. But you are going to suffer every single day. Don't you want to take back your life? I mean, answer me this. Have you lived one day since this thing? You truly lived one day since this thing. Lauren?
Not.
I'm here.
Have you
I'm
lived
here.
one day? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously you're alive. But have you truly lived one day since that sting operation?
He's got nothing.
I'm here.
I want you to take back your life, and I'm trying to help you do it. And I'm telling you, you are not, you're not going to take back your life without
It bothers me that I could have done that.
But here's the thing, you
If
didn't.
I couldn't control myself with what I was saying on there, obviously I couldn't control myself going there because I went there.
But here's the thing, you did it, you had your intentions, you know what you were going to do, but you didn't do it.
I thank God every day for that.
But the problem that you are going to live with is that until you...
And that's the thing, he didn't do it because he wasn't able to, because it wasn't real and he was caught and arrested. Like, it's not... He almost tries to hang on to it like, you know, as if he somehow had a revelation. He's like, no, I can't do this, and I'm so grateful that I didn't do it. Like, if she was real and Chris wasn't there, there is nothing that would have stopped him.
Exactly.
You're not going to be free. Because A, you're living a lie, and B, you're trying to convince yourself of something that deep down you know isn't true. And that's fucking hard.
I don't know it's not true that I didn't want to go there. I know it's true that I didn't want to go there.
She should just go, fuck you, Lauren, and hang up.
Also, is that I went there.
After all that, just, yeah, fuck you, Lauren.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say that it couldn't have happened had I not been stopped. It could have happened. Could have done something terrible.
All right, guys, we got through it. Oh, Ellison, you just about got there. And good night, and thank you for being here. So I'm not going to do a Lorne reality show because it's 4 hours now, and I am ready to be done, and I think everyone else is heading off as well. So look, thank you so much for sticking in there, guys. This has been a long series, but I think it's been really good. I think it's been a really good series to get through, and of course, thank you, Lorenzo, for doing it with me.
My pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
So, looking, yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to be able to stream again so soon. I'm really glad I have been able to because it's been so fun hanging out with you guys. I'm actually, if all goes to plan, I'm going to be doing a Christmas stream tomorrow, which will probably be the last one I can do for a few weeks. I'm going to put a post up on my community tab because I want it to be a stream that you guys pick. So I'm going to kind of put some options for calls, and it'd be great if everyone could, vote on which call they want. But yeah, so more information coming out about that. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to delete your archives. Anything that you want to say before we go, mate?
No, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Thanks again for hanging out with us. And like you said, delete your archives. I don't want anybody getting in trouble by their parents.
Exactly. No one wants to be in trouble by their parents. All right, guys. You're the best. Talk